All right, and good afternoon, fans. Welcome to Frank Shaw Field here on the beautiful campus of Maclay High School. I am Mark Adams, and I'm here with my tag team partner, Coach Cofield, and we are here broadcasting live as we have for every Maclay home game for Marauder football here in 2020. We want to remind everyone out there, if you're not wearing your mask, please wear one. Wash your hands and do not touch your face here as we try to navigate football here through this really what has been probably the weirdest year in football, Coach. We've just had a really kind of a major overhaul in how we do things, and I'm sure every coach can probably attest to some of the different ways that they've had to do things this year. It's just been kind of a wild, crazy ride so far.
Yeah, it's kind of difficult. I know the coaches have a hard time. You got to social distance, practice, wear a mask. You got all these different things that you got to do just to be safe. But they're still playing football. That's a good thing.
Yeah, absolutely, Coach. This is just, I think we're really blessed to be here having football this season. It's great to watch some of these seniors and kids get a chance to have an opportunity to play, especially when we thought that might have been taken away.
Yeah, you're right, Mark. It would have been a bad situation for these young seniors getting a chance to play their senior year, because everybody that had a good time in high school, they loved their senior year. It was probably the best year out of the four.
Oh, absolutely. I think one of the biggest things that we have a chance to witness here is just some of the talent that's just in abundance here in the Big Bend area. And here tonight with Maclay taking on John Paul, we're going to get a chance to see a couple of guys that are really considered to be super studs and are really going to have an impact on Saturday afternoons.
Yes, it should be pretty exciting. You got a bunch of kids up. John Paul is really up the talent level there. They got a couple of kids from Gaston County. They got kids from other high schools local. Jamaji, the kid from Leon High School, I forget his last name, is Samaje. And then we got Terrion Arnold, which is one of the top prospects in the country.
Absolutely. If not one of the best in his position. This young man has garnered attention from nearly every Division I school across the country, and he's kind of teased everyone online about when he's going to drop his top five. And so we're all going to wait to see as the season matriculates on. Meanwhile, Maclay, not without standouts of their own, we've had a chance to see some of their running backs and quarterbacks develop, and it's just going to be a great ball game here tonight.
Coach, I talked to Coach Raymer earlier this week. He was talking about he was excited because he had to play three quarterbacks so far this year. Injuries due to some of them, and they are developing well. And look like they might have things turned around. He really was they had a bad game last week and hoping to come back strong this week.
Yeah, absolutely, Coach. I think one of the biggest things that we do see here, it's just in particular just the matchups where you look at where Maclay has been able to kind of get by. They were really kind of banged up, and hopefully they have everybody back full strength tonight, and they'll be able to kind of give us a different showing. Unfortunately, had a disappointing loss, but you've had a chance to talk to Coach Raymer, as have I, and we just need to go ahead and get into that. It was a great conversation. One former coach and one current coach chopping it up.
Once a coach, Mark, always a coach. It doesn't matter if people still call you coach.
Yeah, just two guys that understand X's and O's, chopping it up, and he had some interesting things to say. Let's go ahead and get into that. Here's Coach Raymer talking about the upcoming matchup with John Paul.
Hey, Coach, how you doing today?
Doing great, thank you. How are you?
Good. You kind of had so far an up and down season, and you had a couple of games where you played real well, and a couple of games where you didn't play too well.
Right.
How you think your team is progressing otherwise?
I mean, I think the most important thing is that, we don't make any excuses, right? And we fight. We've obviously been undermanned, and we have a number of guys out, but we, like I said, we don't make any excuses. We play the next man up. We look at it, we got starters in waiting. That's how we treat it, right? So guys are getting better. We didn't, fare too well last week, but we still did a lot of good things. Like I tell the guys all the time, it's never as good as it looks. It's never as bad as it seems. And then the other adage is, for us is winning conceals what losing reveals. And we've revealed a lot of some stuff that we need to work on. So it's allowed us to hone in on that stuff and continue to get better and play. We play a lot of young people. We've made a lot of young player mistakes, and we got a bunch of quality veterans in the mix. And we've just been inconsistent at times, and we've hurt ourselves. But I think we're going to play a great brand of football tomorrow. And in a few weeks, we'll get everybody back. Thankfully, nobody's out for the season, so it's really just a finite period of time, and we'll get healthy and get right. And I like the grit of the team and the fight, and I think that will, in the character, that wins in the end. So we're going to get better at the craft, and hopefully the fight of the team and the brotherhood we have will carry us through.
And so far, the games that we were attended, your young quarterback is doing pretty good. He had not a great game last week, but he's been pretty consistent otherwise.
Yeah, no, we tomorrow we'll play our third quarterback to start, and but he's going to do a great job. Grady Brown, a freshman's going to play tomorrow. Michael Grant is still out. It'll be another few weeks or so. Our other quarterback, Caden Hillier, we're going to play him at receiver and at corner. He's going to do a great job on both sides of the ball for us tomorrow. And then obviously we'll get the ball to Ryder and Brody Popple and Kenny Milford as often as possible. But again, the game's won and lost up front, and that's where we have got to play our best, and try not to give up the big play. And defensively, I've been pleased with the way we attack and the way we approach things. And teams have rarely driven the ball. I mean, last week was the only points we've ever given up in the second half all season. So the adjustments we've made, our offense has been able to move the ball consistently. We just couldn't finish. And last week, we just turned the ball over too many times. You're not going to give yourself a chance to win. So, we feel like we've made some adjustments. We got guys in a position to be successful. Now we just got to go out and make plays, and next man up.
That's how it is, Coach.
Yep.
This week's opponent, John Paul, is an up-and-coming program in the area. And they're trying to knock you off of the slot that you guys pulled up last year. It should be a pretty exciting game.
Yeah, I know. They got some great players. Coach Hill's done a great job rebuilding that thing. They got great energy. Obviously, their starts with Terron Arnold, major recruit. But again, like I told the guys, he puts his pants on the same way we do, one leg at a time. And so, we respect every opponent, but we fear none. I mean, our guys are going to play hard. They're going to play fast and physical. And for us, the ball has been our motto this week. Is like, we take care of the ball, we take the ball away, we won't give up the big play and win the game up front. We feel like we got a chance to beat anybody, and that happens to be JP too. Are they very good? Heck yeah, they're good. They're athletic, fast, they're physical. They've had a lot of success. They've won their 2 games 107-0, and they lost the other. So we know what kind of high power they are, but we also feel like, we play a pretty damn good brand of football, and we just got to do better at taking care of the ball and taking it away.
One last thing, Coach. The brackets came out yesterday. What do you think about the playoffs? What you think about how are you going to do in the playoffs? And what do you like your position where you are in the brackets?
I mean, I think everybody, still wondering again why why they came out so early, A, and B, why are we not doing some type of point system still? And again, those questions it's almost control what you can control. That's not going to change. So it is what it is. And I'm not going to waste my time complaining or anything. But honestly, I told the team on Monday that I had a feeling we would play NFC again. I didn't know how, didn't know why, didn't know when. And then the bracket came out the next day, and the kids thought I knew about it, but I said I didn't know about it, of course. I found out when they did. And we play here at home on the 13th. What a great opportunity, right, to flip the script. We feel like it's hard to beat the same team twice in a year, and hopefully that's on our side. And NFC's a great team and a great coach, and they got some great athletes, but we feel like, we just got to get healthy, A, and continue to get better at the craft, and then we'll be we feel like I feel like it's supposed to be this way. It's not supposed to be easy ever. And so they're going to get our best shot. We're going to get their best shot. And Maclay NFC, the sequel will play itself out at home. And I do like the fact that, we're getting one game at a time, but, the playoffs have us in Tallahassee the entire time. But obviously that's a moot point until we win game 1.
That's right. All right, Coach, I thank you, and good luck.
Thank you very much. Thanks for covering us. I appreciate all you do.
So, Coach, it was good to hear from Coach Raymer just about how things are progressing, and he was pretty honest about it. He said basically it's going to be won and lost up front, and there's just not really there's not a real way to get around that. He knows that his line is going to be crucial in tonight's game, and it's just going to be won in the trenches.
Yeah, most games, Mark, are won in the trenches. The team that wins that part of the game usually dominates, and everything else is just fall in the line.
Yeah, when you really take a look at everything across the board, yeah, with each year you get brand new crop of athletes in, and each kid has a chance to develop. But he was pretty honest when he said it. When he made his quote, we'll have to figure out some kind of way to put that on a T-shirt or something before he does. But he said, "Winning conceals what losing reveals." So I think that's something that has kind of been a mantra for him moving throughout building the Maclay program, and and I think this is just one of those things where tough matchups kind of showcase it's not all about who has the most talent, but can you put together a complete win?
Yes, it's consistency, and we talked about that. We talked about that he played. They have a pretty good game, and the next week they might not they might not play as well. And so what they're trying to do is get some consistency. What is so difficult is when you got those injuries, it kind of sets you back.
Yeah, absolutely. And meanwhile, on the other side of the ball, we've had a chance to talk to Coach Hill about the upstart John Paul Panthers. And so let's go ahead and get into what he had to say about the Panthers in 2020.
Hey, Coach, how you doing today?
Pretty good, Coach. I appreciate you guys, as always, spending some time with us and getting us on the phone with you.
Coach, you having a pretty good season so far. You're putting up some big numbers, and you got some super athletes over there. Could you talk about the season so far and some of the guys that you got?
Definitely, Coach. We jumped out there first game of the season and played a pretty big team. Wanted to kind of see where we were and just kind of get a gauge on your team. Unfortunately, when we scheduled that game several months back, we didn't know we were going to be in a situation where we couldn't practice and started late, and so only having 2 weeks to prepare for a game like that was tough. So it was unfortunate. We went down and we learned a lot from that game. Learned a lot of things that we needed to do and a lot of things that we couldn't do, and so we took that and we had a bye week the next week, and unfortunately with NFC getting hit with the COVID, we ended up with 2 weeks. So it gave us an opportunity to really prepare. And so that's what we did. We took those 2 weeks and kind of used it kind of like what you would have done over the summer to prepare for a season. And so we went out and we prepared. We worked on the things that we saw we needed to work on. And like you see, Coach, I mean, we've been rolling. We had 2 great games back to back, put up some points, and the defense is doing really well as far as on that side of the ball. So we're excited about our program, excited about what we're doing. As far as the kids that we have, Arnold is a great kid for us. He's been here for 2 years now, so he understands the system that we're running. He's bought into the system, and we got some other guys that have stepped up and playing really good ball. We got a host of freshmen that have stepped up for us, but just from Samaj James, been another senior that came in and helped Arnold out. He's done a really good job on the defensive side of the ball, which he's not a defensive kid, but he stepped in and played defense really well. Down to a kid named Macari Vickers, a sophomore that picked up several offers here after that first week and got a lot of interest. But he's a 6'3", 190 cornerback, man, that'll flat out hit you. And, he's probably going to be a top 100 kid, will be a top 100 kid when this thing's all said and done. Be one of the top recruited kids in the country. And so we're super excited about him. And, of course, Leon Washington Jr., we all know Leon Washington that played at Florida State and played in the league. His son is here, and he's playing like a junior, Coach. I mean, this guy's a freshman, but he plays really big like a junior. And not, like I said, that freshman class, I think we've got about 14, 15 freshmen. Our starting quarterback is a freshman. He plays like a junior as well. Got a lot of poise in the pocket. Reminds me of Bryson that played over at Florida High for several years. Smaller guy, but can throw the ball and and just a smart quarterback. And it's always good to have a smart guy behind the center. And for us, we have those things, and we're excited. We're excited where this ball club's heading. We're not going to be a 1 year and done type program. We're building a program that's going to be around for a while.
Coach, this is your second year?
Yes, sir.
It's the second year, and you're kind of moving the program up there. It was struggling before you got there. What have you done to make things, to turn things around?
The biggest thing, Coach, is there's an old saying is that kids don't care until they know you care. And that's one of the things. I truly care about these kids. I care about this program. I've been in this town for a very long time. I've coached in this area for a very long time, and I think people have bought in to not just to me, but to what I bring. We got a lot of great parent support, got a lot of great staff support. And I couldn't do it without them, and then last but not least, my coaches. I got some really good coaches out there. And so for me, it's just about putting people together. You get the right people on the right platform, good things happen. And so we've done that. We got some great coaches on the same platform, got some great administration, and we got some really good parents that believe in this program right now.
All right. Now, the game coming up this Friday, you're playing against Maclay. Used to be a kind of a rivalry, and you guys, I don't think you guys played in a few years. What do we need to expect from this game? What is our audience going to see from you guys this game?
Coach, we still look at it as a rivalry game for us. It's right now anybody in town is a rivalry game. We've been unfortunately we've been everybody's senior night and everybody's homecoming for a very long time. And that makes you feel some type of way. We got a chip on our shoulder about those things, and we just want to gain some respect. And I tell the kids all the time, you gain respect on the field. It's not about who you played or when you played them or all that good stuff. Beat the guy that's in front of you, and they'll respect you. And so that's kind of where we are right now. We're one game ahead. We're one game at a time. Tomorrow is game one for us, and you win game one, you gain that respect from that program, and then we're back in the saddle, and we're starting all over the next Monday. We told our kids, you got 24 hours to enjoy it. Sunday we got film, and the Monday we're back on the field. And so that's kind of our model right now, brick by brick. We're building something, but it's brick by brick, and it takes each individual to lay that brick down for us to build this program back up.
Coach, got one last thing. I want to know what you think about where you are in the playoffs, and what are you looking forward to?
It's exciting. We went into this season only having 2 home games. One of them got taken away because of playoffs. We were supposed to play Monroe on the 6th, and so we lost that game. Fortunately, the way playoffs works out, we picked up another home game with FAMU High. And once again, that's a quote rivalry game, a game that we lost last year pretty big. And so, we feel some type of way about that one as well. So, we're excited to at least be playing at home again, so the structure is different. I wish they would have kind of waited a little bit to release that, because kids are looking down the road at playoffs and the brackets and, if we can do this, that, we can end up here. And, right now I want to focus on this Friday, so playoffs are going to be there. The good thing about it, regardless how your season goes, playoffs are going to be there. So we really don't have to worry about playoffs right now and start talking about playoffs. So right now the idea is to win the 1 year in. If we can win Friday, then, we'll enjoy it on Saturday and get ready back to work on Sunday. And when playoffs will be there on November the 13th, regardless of how we do throughout the season, the playoffs are going to be there. So we're excited about that, but we'll take it one game at a time.
All right, Coach. We appreciate you, and thank you for being a part of our show.
Hey, man, I'm just glad to be on your show.
So, Coach, it was great to hear from Coach Hill. Just really good insight into the program, and you kind of get to see, I would say, probably what is a sneak preview of things to come. Tallahassee football is only going to get better. The brand is growing. I think a lot of, it was just kind of like where, every year we'd have like kind of the big three.
Right.
You have a couple of big schools and one small school will be kind of making all the noise. And I think we kind of saw a glimpse of it. I think a few years back, I think we had 17 teams from the Big Bend make the playoffs, and it really hasn't changed. The number's always been over 10 going into the postseason, and that just really speaks to coaches like Coach Raymer and Coach Hill, who have really put in emphasis into building programs the right way.
And you see these two programs. It used to be a time when you saw these guys and they barely had enough to field the team, and now what you see is a lot of guys coming to play at these programs because hey, you can't get to the next level unless you're playing.
Right.
And if you come somewhere where you can get the opportunity to play, it is a big advantage. John Paul has. I can remember a time when I was coaching, we almost had to cancel a game because they didn't have enough kids, and we almost had to stop the game because kids were getting hurt in the game. That's not the same John Paul of old.
No, not at all. This is one of those things where you get a chance to see the program grow from infancy to this point, and so we're almost ready to get underway. Let's go ahead and talk about rosters tonight. Let's see who's going to be taking the field for the Marauders and for the Panthers. And so what we have it really is just more so of Maclay, just really diverse in how they mix it up. A lot of pass, a lot of run, but you really kind of get a chance to see, especially looking at some of these guys that we've gotten a chance to get used to here. Let's go ahead and look at some of the guys here on Maclay. Jeb Bashir's, we got a chance to take in this kid. We had a chance to watch him last year, much more developed, very much a force on the Maclay football team. Looking at Maclay's quarterback play here, and they've had a chance to mix up a couple of things. Like we said, they were banged up a little bit from one week to the next, so we'll get a chance to kind of see some of what they'll be able to do differently tonight after coming off that loss against NFC. Maclay not any stranger to moving the football. They're able to move the football. I think this week we'll be definitely looking to scoring early and often.
They moved the ball last week, but turnovers and miscues doing drives. And in high school, you got to score. I had a philosophy of trying to score within 10 plays. Because usually after that, you usually have a turnover, a mistake with a stall of drive. And so what you do is, if you understand the statistics, that it is very difficult to have a long drive in high school.
Right.
You have to score within a certain amount of time. The kids, or even pros, they have a certain amount of time they have to score, and you have to understand that when you call in plays.
Absolutely. So both teams will be fielding guys that are used to going both ways on either side of the ball. You got Terrion Arnold and Leon Washington Jr. on the other side for John Paul. Meanwhile, the Popple brothers for Maclay, fixtures here in the offense, able to help move the ball for the Marauders. And so this is going to be a great matchup. Obviously, both sides are going to look to contain the playmakers. And then on defense, Coach, what do you feel like the keys are?
The keys are to keep everything in front of you for the Marauders. They have a lot of speed in John Paul, and they try to take advantage. They're going to spread you out, try to take advantage of the matchups. They have a pretty young quarterback, and Tremaine Hughes, he's really elusive. He can throw the football, and he got some great receivers out of Samaje James and the Washington and I think and Arnold. So he's going to try to get the ball to those guys, the playmakers. The Marauders got to keep the ball in front of them. Can't let anybody get behind them.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
be consistent and don't turn the ball over is a big key.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're almost close to 3 minutes out before kickoff, and we'll be underway here at Frank Shaw Field. We want to remind everybody about Breast Cancer Awareness Month. This is a very important month here not only across the country, but right here in our own community here in the Leon County, Tallahassee area. If you have your pink, we recommend you get it out. I don't care if it's shoelaces or a wristband. Go ahead and show your support for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Coach, while we have a chance, we want to remind everybody also about wearing your mask. Don't touch your face.
Oh.
Definitely make sure that you are washing your hands. We want to thank everybody for tuning in to fourquartersonline.com, the home of Maclay Marauder football here all season long. So, Coach, as we inch closer to kickoff here, let's go ahead and talk about some of the area matchups that are going on across the Big Bend, some of which are already underway. So we have a celebrity in town over there in the Havana-Quincy area as Deion Sanders brings his Trinity Christian School here to the North Florida area, taking on Corey Fuller in the Gadsden County Jaguars. Haven't had a chance to really see either team play. Gadsden County only had one game so far, and I know that's got to be a huge game for them, especially with some of the clout that comes in. Anytime Deion comes to town, it's always going to be a show.
Yeah, those two guys were itching to get a matchup. They're good friends, and their game started at 6 o'clock. And we don't have any scores yet, but we'll be getting that to the fans and let them see what's going on. We're about to do the national anthem.
So we're going to pause, take a break for a quick second, and when we come back, we'll have more Maclay football right after this.
Two years ago, in this very site, we launched the I Think initiative. Two years later, we stand here in the new Beck Family Innovation Center coming out of the ground, going into the chemistry lab with the Beck Family Research Center behind us. This movement, this attitude of the I Think initiative has been amazing for our students because we're trying to honor our mission to make sure that we're helping our students reach their fullest extent by honoring the interests that each one of them have.
There is no set curriculum, so the teachers can teach how they want to teach kids, and I think that's really helpful.
I mean, I've heard from other schools, from other students, it's a very different learning experience for them. They don't have as much hands-on things as we do. We really get a good learning experience here. It's different, it's creative, it's outside of the box.
That undercurrent that the I Think initiative has been able to give us has pushed us forward. 7 million.
All right, and welcome back to Frank Shaw Field, home of the Maclay Marauders. Coach, we're about ready to get underway here. If anything, I know I can vouch for most football fans that we really are kind of blessed to be out here. We didn't know how the season was going to go, but here we are. We're a couple of weeks before the playoffs in this abbreviated season, and so we're going to have an opportunity to catch some action here. Some other games going on around the area. NFC takes on Florida High at Eagle Field. FAMU High traveling out to Bluntstown. Wakulla taking on Jefferson County Tigers. Leon versus Gavia, always a classic matchup. Madison County heads across the river to take on Lake City, Columbia. Franklin County taking on Cottondale. Gadsden County, we had a chance to talk about that one, going up against Trinity Christian out of Texas. Taylor County takes on PK Young. Mariana at Bay. Sneeze at Bozeman. Suwannee at Palatka. Hamilton County at Newberry. And finally, Port St. Joe on the road at Wewa Hitchcock. So, Coach, I think we're about ready to get underway. This is going to be an exciting matchup here. And I know we're probably going to see, I hope to see plenty of fireworks early and often.
I'm looking forward to it, Mark.
So it looks like the Marauders will kick it off here. Fisher will kick it away for the Marauders here. And there's that man, Terrion Arnold, back deep for the Marauders.
I don't think the Marauders are going to kick
for
the ball.
the Panthers.
I don't think they'll kick the ball to him. I think they're going to kick it away from him. He's a dangerous man.
Oh, absolutely. That's going to be a little squib kick. It's going to be fielded by number 5 for John Paul, and he's going to be dropped after about it looks to be about a maybe 4-yard gain. And the Panthers will take over 1st and 10. Ball's going to be resting at what looks like to be their own 30-yard line.
And put it on the 30.
Yep, 34.
34.
Now that we have an official spot. And the Panthers will open it up on their first drive here. Out wide will be Samaj James. And under center, as John Paul takes the snap, it's going to be a quick handoff to number 5 up the middle. And he's off to the outside. And he's going to break a tackle. And he is off to the races. And it looks like he just stepped out of bounds.
He stepped out of the 45-yard line of the Panthers, which is very fortunate.
Jaden Jefferson. And man, did he have a scene. It looks like the Marauders were caught off guard on that one. And so that was a huge gain. Nearly 20 yards. And the Panthers are across midfield into Marauder territory. From the Marauder 45-yard line. John Paul's going to take the snap. Quick swing pass on the outside, and it's going to be mishandled as number 7.
Samaj James.
Samaj James.
He's a transfer from Leon High School last year. Young man, pretty decent receiver. Got offers from a lot of schools like FIU, and he should be pretty exciting. He's big part of their offense. It's a safe pass they just did, and hoping to get one move and get upfield and get a lot of yards.
So again, from the 45-yard line, Panthers facing 2nd and 10. Quarterback under center. Man goes in motion. And we've got movement, and that's going to draw a flag. And so that looks like it'll back the Panthers up 5 yards to put the ball again at midfield. And really, you know, these are the kind of miscues, especially when you have a good positive play like that to start, that just kind of frustrate a coach. But Coach Raymer and company will definitely take it, as that will march the Panthers back 5 yards, and they'll face 2nd and 15. Just at 11 minutes into the first. Man in motion once again. Quarterback under center. And he's going to hand it off once again, and he's going to be bottled up. A host of Marauders led by number 56.
Mark, it's very important for the Marauders to keep this team behind the chains so they can have a chance to keep them in front of them. Don't give up the big play.
So once again, John Paul facing about.
They got a counter out there.
That's going to be a handoff to number 11. And he had some running room before a gang of Marauders are going to bottle him up.
That penalty that would have been a first down had they now got the penalty.
Absolutely, and that was Terrion Arnold that got gang tackled by the entire Marauder beat. And Maclay's very patient and methodical on defense. It kind of reminds you of, you know, they can take a couple of punches, but they really try hard not to give up the big play. And so just a testament to Maclay's defense for keeping some big playmakers bottled up. So that's going to bring up a punting situation. Kick is in the air, and it's going to trickle away and take a positive
That was
Panther
a solid
roll.
punt, Mark.
And that's going to got about 10 yards just on the roll.
Probably should have caught that one, Mark.
And Maclay will take over 1st and 10, but not with the kind of field position that they wanted, as they are deep in their own territory. It looks like the ball will be spotted on about the 2-yard line.
That punt was very important. It changes how you call plays when you're inside your own territory, deep in your own territory.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you can play defense. You can kind of take more chances.
So Marauders take over. 1st and 10, ball on their own 2. Man goes in motion. And it's going to be a handoff up the gut. And ball carrier is going to probably gain about an inch on that one, as he was hit and dropped right at the line of scrimmage.
Mark, when you're backed up to your end zone, you have to be very careful what you call. No mistakes, because you don't want to turn the ball over and give them a short field.
So Maclay really, this is not where Coach Raymer wanted to be, but he's going to try to make the most of it as the Marauders face 2nd down. Quarterback's going to operate from the shotgun. Man goes in motion, squeaking out to the outside, and it's going to be another handoff. Ball comes loose. Panthers say they have it, and we have our first turnover of the ball game. Fumble by the Marauders.
The one thing that the Marauders could afford to do, turn the ball over deep in your territory. That's why you don't want to be backed up that deep and make a turn. That's a quick change. The defense is not ready. And the offense, the Panthers will come on the field and they hype. And the defense kind of got their head down. It's going to be they got to be very careful.
Yeah, absolutely. As the Panthers now are knocking on the door here early off of the Marauder miscue. Panthers going to take the snap from, and that's going to be up the middle, and it looks like he's going to be just short of the goal line. And that's going to bring up 2nd and goal for the Panthers.
I think they're going to go right back at him again. No need to try to get any fancy. Just run straight at him. You're only inches away from the goal line.
And Tremaine Hughes under center for the Panthers at quarterback. And Jaden Jefferson's the running back, and they're going to pass it out wide, and the pass is going to be incomplete. Great play. And that's going to be broken up by Ryder Popple.
Mr.
Everything all the way.
He does everything for the Marauders.
Pass intended for Samaj James. And Panthers tried the fade route, and Ryder was not having that at all.
I'm surprised he tried that. They're not very far from the end zone.
So once again, from the goal line,
so
handoff, and running back falls over a lineman and gets into the end zone, and we have our first score of the night. As John Paul finds the end zone first. Extra point pending. And with 7 minutes, 53 seconds into the first quarter off of Maclay miscue, you kind of have to wonder what we would have seen had the Marauders had a chance to really open it up on offense. He's kind of caught them off guard with that one.
When you're backed up into your own end zone, it is very difficult to call plays. You kind of keep it simple and hope for the other team to make a mistake.
Kick is up.
The last thing you want to do is turn it over to Mark.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So almost at the midway point through the first quarter, Panthers strike first off of the Maclay miscue fumble, put them with excellent field position inside the 5-yard line, and really just had several opportunities to stick it in the end zone, which they do on a 1-yard run. So we're going to get a chance to see, hopefully, the Marauders go to work here.
And they better field position is.
Yeah, absolutely. Defense was really put in a bad spot on that one. And so we're not used to seeing Maclay on this side of the fence where they haven't been able to score. So Marauders definitely looking to open up the fireworks here shortly. Back deep for Maclay. Looks like padded. Could be wrong. It's hard to make out the numbers with the pink sometimes. So
They need to pick
kick
that
is
up.
up. It is fielded by Maclay, looking for some running room. Shakes a couple of tackles, and he's got some running room going to the outside. It's number 24. Shane Croston there got some of that yardage back for the Marauders. Much needed, though. Excellent return. Got to wonder if Marauders really miss Parker Crawford as a deep return man.
He gone.
Yeah, he was excellent on kickoff returns. I know they got to be missing his services, but Croston with an excellent return here. Marauders 1st and 10. They're on 27-yard line. Two running backs in the backfield, twin receivers to the top of your screen. Quarterback's going to fake the handoff, hands it off again. And 26, Ryder Popple is going to grind out some yards. Thinks he's going to pick up about 2. Maclay is going to face about a 2nd and looks like 8. Michael Grant definitely earning his stripes. From the shotgun, it's going to be another handoff. And excellent run there by Popple. And he's going to be really close to a first down. I think he might be a yard or 2 short. Got freshman Brady Brown in at quarterback for the Marauders. And he's going to make another quick handoff, and that looks like Popple. He's got some room to the outside, tries to break the corner, but is dragged down on the edge by a couple of John Paul Panthers, but that's going to be enough for a first down. As the Marauders are in business, moving the ball close to midfield. And Maclay's going to have 1st and 10, ball on their own 48-yard line. Once again, Brown from the shotgun. He's going to hand it off once again as the Marauders trying to attack the edge and just can't get anything going. It's going to be a loss of about 2 yards on the play. And so officials are going to signal for a water break, and we're going to take a break of our own. This is 4 Quarters Online, home of Maclay Football Live, all 2020. We'll be right back right after this.
My name is Avery Smith. I came to Maclay in 2016, came in as a freshman, and I moved from a different school. I ran cross country my freshman and sophomore year, and then I ran track all 3 years and plan to run this year as well. And then I played soccer all 4 years. And then the clubs I've been a part of, I've been a part of Student Council, Anchor Club, Red Cross Club, and then Dance Marathon is my big organization that I'm a part of. Miracle Network Dance Marathon is a movement benefiting Children's Miracle Network Hospitals, an organization that raises funds and awareness for over 170 pediatric hospitals across North America. My freshman year, I signed up 2 days before, and I went that Saturday, and I immediately just fell in love with it. I think it's so cool that a group of students can...
All right, after a quick timeout, we're back. Maclay facing a situation. That's going to be an errant pass, and the lateral just was misread. Quarterback and running back just weren't on the same page for that one. Yeah, that play definitely had some daylight in front of it, Coach. Just was not able to get on the same page with the quarterback. And you hate to see wasted opportunities like that to kind of keep the drive going. And that's going to bring up a 3rd and long situation for the Marauders here.
Mark, this is a dangerous down for the Marauders. You don't want to make a mistake. You got field. You change field positions. And you want to at least get something positive out of this. And if you have to punt, that's okay.
Oh, and that's going to be picked off. Number 13 for the Panthers was Johnny on the spot. He read that one all the way. And that's going to be Jaquil Whitehead.
The one thing, Mark, I told you before they did the play, that was a dangerous time. You want to be consistent. You had the field position. You want to be able to punt and to put the Panthers back, but a turnover, once again, put the Panthers in great field position. And if you got to go 10 yards to score and I got to go 80, you got a big advantage.
And so Maclay really trying to navigate here with freshman quarterback. And early miscues are putting the Marauders in a deep hole. So with just at 5 minutes, John Paul in business once again, 1st and goal inside the 5.
Good defense.
And that's going to be a handoff. And the ball was kind of bobbled there at the end. Running back finally goes down. Looks like it's going to be about a yard or 2 lost. And defense for the Panthers really making headway for them early on. And Coach, you know, if you're Maclay, you got to get the ball in the hands of your playmakers so they can kind of put you back in some positive position here.
If he could have gotten the ball to Papa, he had nothing but daylight in front of him. But he didn't see the guy standing there, and young man make a mistake.
Pass is going to be caught, and running back is going to be dropped.
That was Arnold on that play.
And that was Arnold on the play. And that's going to bring up
3rd down.
3rd down.
All right, Tom.
3rd and goal for the Panthers.
All right, Tom. Don't make a mistake on that.
And, this is just kind of you definitely want to have the ball 1st and goal, but 3rd and goal kind of gets, so that's going to be a pass, and that's going to fall incomplete, and Panthers not able to capitalize. That's going to bring up 4th and goal. If you're Coach Hill, what do you do, Coach? Looks like he's going to go for the sure points.
Looks like he's going to kick.
And so Maclay's defense, kudos to them, able to keep the Panthers out of the end zone and stop the bleeding. As John Paul will line up for a field goal attempt. Snap, kick is down, and it is good.
Man, that's one of the biggest kickers I've seen in a long time.
And that's number 71, the big fella.
Man.
John Paul, Rico Joseph. And the Panthers have jumped out to a quick first quarter 10-point lead here.
Off of
4 minutes and 10 seconds remaining off of 2 Maclay miscues. Coach, we were talking about that, just field position, being able to make certain plays at the right time. And I think Marauders really trying to work through the kinks having a freshman quarterback back there.
Yes, it is so difficult to play the game when you're backed up and you're behind. You're going the Panthers have a short distance to go, and you're going the length of the field. It's tough sledding for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Meanwhile, Coach Hill on the other side of the ball likes his positioning here as Joseph is going to kick it deep. Now it looks like Croston back deep for the Marauders. So Maclay still well within striking distance. It's still early in the game. It's going to be a high kick fielded by number 13, Brody Popple. He's looking for some room. Ball comes out, and that's going to be picked up by the Panthers, but the officials are going to rule him down. And Marauders catch a break there. Officials ruled the runner down. Now, I couldn't tell from up here, but it's always a dangerous thing. You hate to see the ball pop out at any time.
Because you don't know what the official's going to say. There's no replays. They just go by what they see.
And so Maclay will have a shot. 1st and 10. Ball on the 26-yard line. That's going to be a small gain by Popple as he wrestled his way for that yard. And really, you know, for the Marauders, you're just looking for any kind of consistency on offense to kind of create a drive, put a drive together so you can find the end zone. Clock trickling down to about 3.5 minutes. Maclay facing 2nd and 9. Quarterback takes the snap. He's going to roll out looking for a man. Got one. And it is going to be incomplete.
I like what Coach just did. He knew that he saw that they were coming, and he rolled the young quarterback out, and he didn't have to make too much of a read. He had 1 or 2 guys ahead, and he didn't complete it, but it's an easier pass for a young kid.
Yeah, Grady Brown really trying to get his footing here in the first half. And you know, definitely want to get your quarterback into a rhythm, get him some space, but here working with a 3rd and 9 situation here in your own territory is not where you want to be.
This is another one of those dangerous downs.
Man goes in motion. Brown from the shotgun, and he gets the ball to Popple, but he takes a huge hit. Defense read that one all the way. And Marauders are going to be facing 4th down once again. And you got to be careful with that because definitely had.
He hurt himself. It was
helmet to helmet on that one. So official's going to, well, it looks like we've got a timeout here.
Sometimes when you come out like
going to call for water. We're going to take a break here, Coach, and we'll be right back right after this.
I am Eric Phipps. I started at Maclay early 2000s, sometime in pre-cat. I live on a dirt road kind of out in the woods, and I've always kind of enjoyed being in nature and interacting with it. I've always wanted to make change, I guess. Biology seems like a field that would be really rewarding, and also I find it very interesting. I've found it interesting since 9th grade. Clay does have a band. It's nice to be able to participate and play the trumpet because I love doing that. Although it is also nice to be able to conduct. I love jazz.
Eric started in band in the 5th grade. He started on the trumpet, and he has loved music ever since and has stayed with the band program ever since. And as he has developed, he has become more of a leader in the band, and the last 2 years he has become my student director. And what the student director does is to lead the jazz ensemble.
It's kind of hard to rein everybody in, especially when there's a student conductor.
And so facing 4th down after the brief timeout, Marauders are going to line up to kick it away. Back deep, Arnold for the Panthers. Kick is high and on its way, and it's going to take a bounce and going to be down by the Marauders. but not before Fisher will rule the ball at the 42-yard line, 41-yard line of the Panthers. We'll take over 1st and 10. 2:43 remaining in the first quarter. Coach, here you have Panthers have a 10-point lead, but they really haven't done anything on offense. It's been all defense and some Maclay miscues that have put the Panthers in an early 10-point lead. I'd imagine, I don't know if we'd have a score. And so, got a flag on the field. Fisher's gonna pause and get some stuff straightened out. So under center for the Panthers. Tremaine Hughes.
Tremaine Hughes, a freshman. A story about him is I coached his dad. That makes me feel old. Tremaine Hughes Sr.
So Hughes under center after being backed up 5 yards on the penalty. Man goes in motion. That's number 11.
Not
Arnold.
Arnold. He looked like he moved.
Going to take the snap. He drops back looking for a man downfield. He's got one and just overthrown. As the Panthers tried to take a shot downfield, going deep. Pass falls incomplete.
Mark, I said at the beginning of this game that they got to keep everything in front. You can't let anybody get behind. I don't know where the safety was on that play. He might have been occupied, but that could have been a dagger here in the first quarter.
Yeah, I think the safety definitely was eyeing Terrion Arnold, and don't blame him. Definitely want to keep the dangerous guys in front, but
all of them dangerous, they behind you.
Yeah, absolutely. Panther receiver definitely had a half a step on the Maclay defender. Ball just so happened to be overthrown, but Panthers going to face 2nd and 15 here. Ball on the 37-yard line. And it looks like we're going to have another timeout here. I want to remind everyone, fourquartersonline.com. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and now YouTube.
Oh.
Taking all the action, highlights, and more all season long. Four Quarters Online is the proud home of Maclay Football all season. And now, hopefully going into the playoffs, we'll have to wait and see. But should everything hold, it looks favorable, via permission from the state, that we'll be able to be out here for the first round. And it looks to be another doozy, as Maclay will take on NFC. At least that's what the brackets say. Because we got to get a chance to talk about those playoff brackets next week, because there's some very interesting matchups.
Man, it is.
Love to break them down. So after the timeout, Panthers, quarterback under center, man goes into motion. Quarterback is going to hand it off. Now it's Arnold looking for the edge and wasn't quite able to get there. Number 13 for the Marauders, Brody Popple, in on the tackle.
The Marauder defense has played some solid play, keeping this game close. The speed of the Panthers has not really affected them on defense, but the offense has turned the ball over, and that's why we have the 10-0 score.
Yeah, absolutely. Coach Raymer definitely talked about shoring up some things. Looks like the defense for Maclay is really trying to keep things in front of them, like you said, and keep these playmakers contained. And that's going to bring up 3rd and long for the Panthers. Quarterback from the shotgun drops back looking for a man downfield. He's not finding one. He's going to scramble and try and take off. He is well past the line of scrimmage as he threw that, drawing a flag, but there was nobody over there to receive the ball anyway, and that pass is going to fall incomplete.
That's a good way to get a pass. That's a solid way to get a pass out, run downfield.
Yeah, absolutely. So, when you know, quarterback is just one of those positions where you just have to. It's just one of those things where you just have to have reps. And we're seeing two freshmen here tonight that are just trying to earn their stripes. And so, you know, you'll see, you know, wrinkles and things that won't go off without a hitch. But you know, as the season progresses, you know, you hope to get these guys enough experience to where they can navigate your team and you know, take command of the position in the future.
Yeah, they freshmen. They make mistakes. But the best thing about them, they coming back next year. And once you get them going good, and by the time they're seniors, it's going to be difficult to deal with them.
So back deep for the Marauders. Shane Croston. Punt is on its way. It's going to take a
favorable bounce.
And Maclay will open up 1st and 10, ball on their own 40, and that's pretty good field position for the Marauders tonight. So we got some more laundry on the field. Coach, did you see what the official called?
I didn't see what the white hat said.
It looks like the penalty is going to add some extra yardage onto the end of that one. Grady Brown and company. Let's see if we can get this sorted out, Coach. With 1:27 remaining in the first quarter, Marauders trailed the visiting Panthers 10-0 behind a couple of offensive miscues that resulted in turnovers that just gave John Paul excellent field
they
position.
ran into the Marauders ran into the kicker.
Uh-oh.
But it was only a 5-yard penalty.
So a 5-yard penalty from running into the kicker will be resulting in a re-kick. Jones, the punter, is going to kick it away. Back deep for the Marauders, and they're going to run away from it.
They got to catch that. They got to stop that. They're giving up yards.
Yeah, what would have been a first 10 on the 40, the re-kick, you give up 5 yards on the penalty, but then you lose about almost another 20 in field position.
Whoever they have back there, they got to catch that. They got to come up and catch that ball. They have great field position if they do. Those are the little things in the game that drives a coach crazy.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Field position is definitely a battle between the Marauders and their last few opponents. Just getting stuck in just terrible operating position. It was an issue that they had to overcome against FAMU High, and they just ran out of time. So Grady Brown from the shotgun, and he's going to take it. He's looking for some running room, and he's got some. And he's going to pick up about 8 yards on the little scamper there. So in the QB keeper, quarterback, I think, just caught John Paul's defense off guard, and he was able to pick up quite a good chunk of yards there.
Well, they're looking for Popple, which has carried the load for the Marauders most of the season. And they totally ignored the quarterback on that play.
So Brown once again from the shotgun. And he's going to take it again, and he's going to take off. He's got a blocker, and he's going to pick up another 7 or 8 yards and a first down. Ball going to be marked squarely on the Marauder 33-yard line, but you got to pretty much get yards where you can. Browns looks like he has some wheels underneath him. That's a nice little ripple effect to your offense when you got a quarterback that can run. So with the ball resting on the 33-yard line of the Marauders, that will do it for the first quarter here at Frank Shaw Field. And so at the end of one, John Paul has 10, Maclay nothing, but really miscues on the Maclay offensive side. It kind of put them in an early hold. I don't know if we'd have. I wonder if we'd have a different outcome, Coach, if things had gone a little bit differently offensively for the Marauders here in the first quarter.
Well, all the Marauders has to do is they need to score. They need to score a touchdown. 10-7 is a lot better than 10-0. It'll change the thought process of the kids, and it's a positive. They need some positive things to happen.
And so that's been 5 quarters at least. The Marauders held scoreless. Definitely want to be able to kind of turn on some of the fireworks here early, but just kind of been stymied, and you can tell that Marauders have been pretty banged up. Just don't have the same guys in at the same positions, and they're not able to really break out and do what we've been able to see them do over the past season or so. And so Maclay really searching for a little bit of midseason identity here as we get the second quarter underway. Maclay has the ball. First down and 10. Ball on their own 33-yard line. So once again from the shotgun, Brown is going to take the snap, and he's going to take off and run again. Shakes a defender, and he's going to pick up about 6-7 yards. So the Maclay ground game has found much success. Passing game, we will see. Kind of keeping the Panthers off balance here on defense. And Coach, you were right. They were definitely keying in on Popple, and they're not finding him.
And if you're a defense coordinator, you playing the Marauders, that's who you would key in on.
So trips down to the bottom of your screen. Brown from the shotgun. He's going to take hand the ball off. And so Popple on the carry. Wasn't able to pick up any positive yardage on that one. Looks like he lost one or two. Ball on the 37-yard line. Once again, trips to the bottom of your screen. Brown from the shotgun. And he's going to take off again, looking for some running room, not finding it. He cuts back, dodges another defender, and he's going to be close to a first down. Excuse me, folks, that's a correction on quarterback. Not able to make out the numbers. That's Popple. Brody in at quarterback. Wasn't quite able to make out the numbers there, but that's Brody Popple in at quarterback for the Marauders, and he is doing some damage with his legs here, keeping the ground game for Maclay going.
Official got hit during the play. Had to stop play for a minute, let him gather himself.
So with second down and about 7, Marauders have the ball on their own 46-yard line. 9 minutes, 30 seconds into the second quarter. Marauders have trips to the bottom of your screen. Popple, the quarterback. Brody Popple. And timeout going to be called by the Marauders. And we're going to take a timeout too. Definitely want to thank Coach, we actually got a lot of people to thank. There's a lot of people that keep Four Quarters Online going, and so the official signal the end of a water break, but Coach, we definitely want to thank Data Set Ready for being an official sponsor of fourquartersonline.com. We also want to thank Armstrong and Associates for being an official sponsor of fourquartersonline.com all season long. So it's 2nd and 7. Marauders facing, still haven't been able to get across midfield yet. Man goes in motion. And jet sweep on the handoff, number 24. Shane Croston is going to pick up maybe about a yard. And Coach, he didn't see the defender behind him. I think he was looking for some more room on the edge.
And that play looked like at the start it was going to be a big gainer, but great recovery by the Panthers.
So 3rd down and 7 for the Marauders. Ball on the 47-yard line of Maclay. And that's Popple from the shotgun, trips receivers down to the bottom of your screen. And Popple looking to run, and he is bottled up at the line of scrimmage. Number 71, and that's the punter.
And the kicker.
And the kicker. Rico Jones in on the tackle. He read that one all the way. And the Marauders once again are forced to punt. And so 7 minutes, 50 seconds into the second quarter, Maclay facing a punting situation. High kick on its way, and it's going to be fielded by number 4. He's bottled up and finally slammed down to the ground. And that was Leon Washington Jr. on the return. And he weaved and fought his way for about 22 yards.
On the field, Mark.
Yeah, we definitely have a flag on the play, on the opposite side of the field at that. And let's see what the call is. And that's going to be holding against the Panthers. Not sure what happened on the other side of the field, but that's going to march them back. So with 7 minutes, 31 seconds, Panthers will take over. And we've got another flag. Ball resting on the Panther 41-yard line. And that's going to be another 5-yard penalty that'll back the Panthers up. So each team going up against their own miscues here early in the first half. As the Panthers facing a 1st and 15 now. Tremaine Hughes and Devin Robinson. And that's going to be a swing pass out wide. And that's number 7 on the reception. And he's still on his feet. Wrestles away from a couple of would-be tacklers, and finally, after picking up about 15 yards, but there is a flag on the play. Samaj James And may have been a face mask, Coach.
You only had one guy over there in blue and everybody else is in gray. And that's what it is, Mark.
And the face mask is indeed the call. Smosh James broke a couple of tackles and stayed on his feet. Fought for more yardage after being brought down after about a 14-yard gain. And then after the face mask is just going to add insult to injury here for the Marauders. Personal foul with the face mask is going to tack on another 15. And John Paul is going to be in excellent field position. 1st and 10, ball on the Marauder 30. Hughes under center. He's going to hand it off. And that was Devin Robinson. Brody Popple in on the tackle for the Marauders. And that after the Panthers picked up about, looks to be about 5 yards, 6 yards on the run. And that's going to be 2nd down and about 4. And we've got another flag. 6 minutes and 41 seconds left in the half. And if you are logged on and watching us, we definitely want to thank you. Flag going against the Panthers. Going to back them up 5 yards. Ball now on the 30-yard line. Hughes under center. He drops back, looks for a man to the outside, and it's going to be incomplete. And Maclay defenders all over that one. And so we're going to have another timeout here called, and we're going to take one too. 4 Quarters Online, the home of Maclay Marauder football all season long. We'll be right back right after this.
I'm Hunt Dyson. I started at Maclay in kindergarten. I came from Faith Preschool. It's been really fun. I've enjoyed it a lot, especially going into high school. Like, I had that group of friends that I've known my entire life, and then I also got to meet a bunch of new people from coming outside. I started out just as a writer sophomore year. I had heard that my friends Emily Dudley, Ellie Castillo, and Rachel Stockel wanted to make the paper. So I contacted Mr. Normant, who redirected me to Mrs. Mayer, and they said I could come on as a writer. So I wrote, I think, a couple of articles for the newspapers that just got to start up. And then Will became student council president, so they needed a sports editor. So junior year, last year, I stepped in as sports editor, which was really rewarding. I want to say APUSH was probably my favorite class. I didn't think it would be. I've never been a big history guy, but that was a really, really fun class just because it went a little bit.
Okay, back to the action. 3rd down for the Panthers, 3rd and 10. Hughes under center. He's going to drop back, and he's in trouble, and he's going to be hit and dropped. Number 21. Ben Wynn was all over that one. A huge defensive play by Wynn. And that's going to bring up 4th down for the Panthers. And, man, Coach, what an excellent play.
When a team knows that you got to pass the ball and they can set their defense up, it is very difficult. You got a freshman quarterback. Oh, they're going to go for it.
Yeah, it looks like the Panthers are going for it. Hughes. From the shotgun, high snap, he drops back, looking for a man downfield. And it's going to be in and out of the hands Number 8, Maclay Vickers, could not hang on.
They got a penalty.
And Coach Hill tried to take a shot. And his receiver definitely had a half a step on the defender and just was not able to hang on.
Holding on the Panthers, and I'm sure
Hughes had to fight to get rid of that one, a high snap. And Hughes is not that tall of a quarterback, but he had to fight to bring that one back down and get the ball out of his hands quickly because Maclay's defense was coming.
The Panthers on that drive shot themselves in the foot with those offside penalties. And that play wouldn't have mattered if they scored because the official called holding.
So holding is the call that's going to decline, and Maclay will take over 1st and 10. Ball on the 34-yard line of the Marauders. 5:28 left in the first half. And Maclay looking to put something together here. Early on. From the shotgun, Maclay quarterback drops back, looking for a man downfield, throws it up, and just looks like receiver and quarterback weren't on the same page.
The safety wanted the interference call on the right.
Safety went to go cover the man and didn't see the ball. And that's number 18 back in at quarterback. Brown. Trip receivers down to the bottom of the screen looking for a man to him. He tries to throw it back and it's going to be, intercepted. Looks like he bobbled it and it's going to be incomplete. Official ruling is incomplete, and Coach, he had it, but it definitely bobbled it. I'm not sure if he was able to get his hand underneath it.
It looked like he bobbled and hit the ground.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, Maclay is going to have 3rd down again and 10. Defense coming in strong. Running back has some room as he tries to break to the edge, and he's going to be close to a 1st down. It's an excellent run by Popple, trying to get back some of those yards, and I'm not sure if he's going to have the 1st down. He's very close to it. Looks like the officials might give it to him, and they do. 1st down, Maclay. Favorable ball spot gives the Marauders a 1st down. Ball on the 43-yard line, 4:34 left in the first half, and Maclay trying to make something happen here before the break. Marauders trying to get on the same page. Brown from the shotgun. And he's handing it off, and that's another nice run. Popple, he's going to get 5 yards on the play. And Maclay trying to get some movement here on offense. See if they can get in scoring position here as the clock trickles down to 3 minutes and 45 seconds. Brown from the shotgun has trips receivers down to the bottom of your screen. And movement on the offense.
It's going to take the yardage he just gained back.
Yep, absolutely. One of the linemen on the Marauders side jumped the gun. And that's going to bring the Marauders back 5 yards. So 2 steps forward, 2 steps back has been plaguing the Marauders here early on. So once again, man in motion, twin receivers to the bottom of your screen. Grady's going to hand it off. And that's going to be another run by Popple, as he's going to pick up about 3 yards. So the Marauders going to pick up 3 yards on that. And clock keeps running. 2 minutes, 37 seconds. Coach Maclay really is looking for a big-time play on offense, trying to put them in a scoring position.
They need something positive to happen. They're having a consistent drive and making them.
And so pass is going to be picked off. And that's number 8, Macari Vickers, on the interception.
That ball was underthrown.
Brown didn't put enough on it. And Macari Vickers intercepts the pass, and that is the 3rd turnover in the first half for the Marauders. And John Paul's defense is really putting the clamps down on Maclay tonight.
It's very difficult to play football when you're turning the ball over.
And Coach Raymer definitely not happy about the way that his offensive unit is progressing tonight. Defense really has been the key to the Marauders. Marauders' chances in this game. They've kept it close so far. John Paul has a 10-0 lead here as time winds down. And that pass is going to be underthrown, and it looks like it was incomplete, but the official ruled it complete. And that's going to be a nice 20-yard gain.
It was right in front of the official, and I'm sure if he didn't catch it, I'm sure he would have blown it dead. He was looking right at it.
And so Hughes was able to escape some would-be Maclay defenders, keep the play alive. So Hughes, once again, from the shotgun, drops back looking for a man. He's going deep again. Number 17 could not hang on. And that was Zion Perret. That could not hang on to the pass was Zion Perret, and he just really was. I don't think he was expecting for the ball.
This young man, this young man, a quarterback, he has He's not a big kid, but he can sling it.
Yeah, absolutely. He's hit a couple of open receivers, and they just haven't been able to hang on. So once again, Hughes from the shotgun is going to hand it off. That was number 5.
And Popple on the tackle.
Jaden Jefferson and Popple in again. Popple definitely getting his workout in tonight.
I'm pretty sure when they go home, they go straight to bed, the brothers. They don't come off the field.
Popple brothers all over the field tonight for the Marauders with 1:23 left to play in the half. John Paul in control early with the 10-0 lead. Maclay not out of it by a long shot, but just haven't been able to get anything going on offense so far. So with 1:23, John Paul looking to try and take another shot at the end zone. The Panthers did on the previous play. Now once again, Hughes drops back looking for a man, and he's going to be bottled up by the Maclay defense. Well, the Marauders pick up the crucial sack here. Now it's going to bring up 4th down. And we've got some laundry on the field. Holding is the call. And so that's going to back up the Panthers with a minute left, or a minute 8 seconds left in the first half. And John Paul has not, doesn't. And so 4th down on the 42-yard line of Maclay. And Coach, I haven't seen the punting unit come on. They may go for it.
Well, the quarterback helper came off, and he can't play this down. So
and so now the punting unit will come on, and they definitely got to watch the game clock here. 9 seconds left, and it looks like it's probably, I don't know if they're going to get this one off, Coach.
It really doesn't matter. It's in great field position. Wow.
And officials are going to rule it dead as the play clock was clearly at 0 before the snap could get off. And so delay of game will be the call with 36 seconds left in the half. And so Maclay will opt to take over 1st and 10 with 36 seconds left. And we'll see what Coach Raymer has dialed up here as the Maclay offense is just stymied with problems and miscues, but still not out of it. It's just 10-0, Coach.
Yeah, I think the defense did a great job this half. It was a lot of turnovers, and to only be down 10 is really a testament to how well they play defense, because they were down and deep in their territory and did not score, which was very important. And you score 1 touchdown, this game is anybody's game again.
Yeah, absolutely. With 36 seconds left until the half, we'll have to see if Coach Raymer has some trickery up his sleeve. So we definitely want to thank everyone who's logged on to fourquartersonline.com, watching the game here on YouTube. All season long, Four Quarters Online is proud to be official streaming partner of Maclay Football. And looks like there's going to be a quick timeout. We want to take a timeout too. We want to thank some people on behalf of the Maclay Football program. Advanced Business Systems, Ajax Construction, Capital City Bank, Capital City Consulting, Hill Spooner and Elliott, Keith Lawson Services, Miller's Tree Service, North Florida Orthopedics, Riley Palmer Construction, Sachs Media, Sniffen and Spellman. We also want to make a special thank you on behalf of Maclay Football to Will and Carmen Butler, Michael and Mallory Harrell, Tim and Jessica McAbee. Proud sponsors of Maclay Football all season long here on Four Quarters Online. And so 36 seconds left, and Maclay's going to try and make something happen here. Try and put themselves in the scoring position. And they've got quite a distance to go. Ball on the 27-yard line. Quarterback rolls out looking for something downfield. Can't find anything, and he's going to be sacked. So Popple was trying to take a shot and just didn't find anything.
You really didn't want to do anything to turn the ball over and give a quick score to the Panthers. And just letting the clock run out and going in halftime and being happy, you're only down 10, which is pretty good.
Yeah, absolutely. So the clock's going to hit 0. Coach Raymer not wanting to give another opportunity to the Panthers. And that will do it. And we are at the half. And so, Coach, at the half, we've got not a whole lot of offensive fireworks. We've just got some good, solid defensive play on both sides. Maclay featuring a really stout defense has been able to kind of keep things in check. But 3 turnovers forced by the Panthers have just been, so far, the tail of the first half.
I'm surprised. The Marauders usually don't turn the ball over as much as they have. And they really gave away 10 points. Fortunate, the defense played well enough to keep the score down because they had a lot of turnovers and miscues the whole first half. They can come out and play some solid football in the next half. They can win this game.
Yeah, we'll have to see what Coach Raymer's going to dial up here. I know he's definitely going to make some adjustments, but man, the 3 turnovers, you have to imagine that this will be a completely different ball game. Maybe perhaps 0-0 score or maybe 3-0, but Panthers not able to kind of move the ball like kind of how we've anticipated, just kind of been a topsy-turvy kind of game like that.
They were dropping. They dropped a lot of passes, which made a big difference. Could have been a bigger score. They missed a lot of opportunities, and I'm sure the Panther coaches are not very happy, although they're in the lead.
So at the half, we've got, off of some miscues, we've got the Marauders trailing 10-0, but definitely still not out of striking distance. We'll have to see if Coach Raymer can get the offense tuned up and clicking in the second half. We're going to pause and take a break. And when we come back, we'll talk about some area scores from around the Big Bend, and then we'll get ready for the second half here at Frank Shaw Field, home of the Maclay Marauders. Brought to you live by 4 Quarters Online. We'll be right back right after this.
I think in lower school and middle school, I didn't really appreciate it as much just because it was school. Sophomore year is when I really started to grow and learn that, this is your future and everybody here wants to help you. I was a baseball player until my sophomore year. I got tendonitis in my shoulder during the first game of the season, and I was also running track at that time, and I said, well, why don't I focus on running track and just getting better at that, and if I recover, I'll recover and I can go back to playing baseball, but let me try to be the best I can be while I'm running track. Fell in love with track, fell in love with cross country, and ever since then, it's just been running. Everybody here wants to help you. Like I said, I didn't understand that until sophomore year. That's when I realized I need to start doing my work.
I recommended Jay because not only is he one of the best runners in North Florida, South Georgia, but he knew that he needed to strengthen his schedule in order to be more competitive getting into colleges. He couldn't get in just based on his running, get into the college he wanted to get into. So he beefed up his schedule.
In college, I want to study anatomy and physiology or sports physiology. Don't know which one yet, but they kind of go together, so that helps. Future plans, I see myself running in college. Med school, some type of sports science, something around that field. That just keeps me in the loop of sports when I'm not actually doing sports anymore. So after the running career is over, I can still be around sports because I love them. I'm Jay, and I'm inspired. I think in lower school and middle school, I didn't really appreciate it as much just because it was school. Sophomore year is when I really started to grow and learn that, this is your future and everybody here wants to help you. I was a baseball player until my sophomore year. I got tendonitis in my shoulder during the first game of the season, and I was also running track at that time, and I said, well, why don't I focus on running track and just getting better at that, and if I recover, I'll recover and I can go back to playing baseball, but let me try to be the best I can be while I'm running track. Fell in love with track, fell in love with cross country, and ever since then, it's just been running. Everybody here wants to help you. Like I said, I didn't understand that until sophomore year. That's when I realized I need to start doing my work.
I recommended Jay because not only is he one of the best runners in North Florida, South Georgia, but he knew that he needed to strengthen his schedule in order to be more competitive getting into colleges. He couldn't get in just based on his running, get into the college he wanted to get into. So he beefed up his schedule.
In college, I want to study anatomy and physiology or sports physiology. Don't know which one yet, but they kind of go together, so that helps. Future plans, I see myself running in college. Med school, some type of sports science, something around that field. That just keeps me in the loop of sports when I'm not actually doing sports anymore. So after the running career is over, I can still be around sports because I love it. I'm Jay, and I'm inspired. I think in lower school and middle school, I didn't really appreciate it as much just because it was school. Sophomore year is when I really started to grow and learn that, this is your future and everybody here wants to help you. I was a baseball player until my sophomore year. I got tendonitis in my shoulder during the first game of the season, and I was also running track at that time, and I said, well, why don't I focus on running track and just getting better at that, and if I recover, I'll recover and I can go back to playing baseball, but let me try to be the best I can be while I'm running track. Fell in love with track, fell in love with cross country, and ever since then, it's just been running. Everybody here wants to help you. Like I said, I didn't understand that until sophomore year. That's when I realized I need to start doing my work.
I recommended Jay because not only is he one of the best runners in North Florida, South Georgia, but he knew that he needed to strengthen his schedule in order to be more competitive getting into colleges. He couldn't get in just based on his running, get into the college he wanted to get into. So he beefed up his schedule.
In college, I want to study anatomy and physiology or sports physiology. Don't know which one yet, but they kind of go together, so that helps. Future plans, I see myself running in college. Med school, some type of sports science, something around that field. That just keeps me in the loop of sports when I'm not actually doing sports anymore. So after the running career is over, I can still be around sports because I love it. I'm Jay, and I'm inspired. I think in lower school and middle school, I didn't really appreciate it as much just because it was school. Sophomore year is when I really started to grow and learn that, this is your future and everybody here wants to help you. I was a baseball player until my sophomore year. I got tendonitis in my shoulder during the first game of the season, and I was also running track at that time, and I said, well, why don't I focus on running track and just getting better at that, and if I recover, I'll recover and I can go back to playing baseball, but let me try to be the best I can be while I'm running track. Fell in love with track, fell in love with cross country, and ever since then, it's just been running. Everybody here wants to help you. Like I said, I didn't understand that until sophomore year. That's when I realized I need to start doing my work.
I recommended Jay because not only is he one of the best runners in North Florida, South Georgia, but he knew that he needed to strengthen his schedule in order to be more competitive getting into colleges. He couldn't get in just based on his running, get into the college he wanted to get into. So he beefed up his schedule.
In college, I want to study anatomy and physiology or sports physiology. Don't know which one yet, but they kind of go together, so that helps. Future plans, I see myself running in college. Med school, some type of sports science, something around that field. That just keeps me in the loop of sports when I'm not actually doing sports anymore. So after the running career is over, I can still be around sports because I love it. I'm Jay, and I'm inspired. I think in lower school and middle school, I didn't really appreciate it as much just because it was school. Sophomore year is when I really started to grow.
right, and welcome back. Frank Shaw Field. And Coach, I just found out they named the stadium FSU Credit Union Stadium at Frank Shaw Field at Maclay High School, home of the Marauders. So I'm never mad at that. You know, it used to be a time where stadiums were named after people, but if you can sell it, get your money. Well, let's go ahead and jump around the area. We've got some scores. Just learned that Florida High has a 14-6 lead over NFC at the half. Now, that's an interesting matchup that everybody was looking forward to this week. In addition to this one, we're out at really just haven't seen the offensive fireworks that we wanted, but this is still a great matchup between two upstart programs, Maclay and John Paul. John Paul leading 10-0 at the half. And Coach, you know, really, we've got, I would say, just kind of a good array of football of what we can get tonight. Down in Wakulla, War Eagles up over the Jefferson County Tigers 20-6. And that's down in Crawfordville. And we've got some other games going on around the area. Leon taking on Godby at home. You know, Leon breaking in that new turf. And Godby is up 8-0 over the Lions in the second. Meanwhile, Madison County out and Lake City, Columbia, Cowboys up 12-0 in the third quarter. And how about the Bulldogs down in Suwanee all over Palatka, 47-0, and it's just in the third quarter. Kyler Hall and company looking to secure a big win. And not too far up the street at Childs High School, Lincoln Trojans dominating the Childs Timberwolves 30-6 in the third quarter. And just underway out in Central Standard Time, Mariana up on Bay 7-0. Sneeze and Bozeman knotted up at 7. And so we're going to get a chance to kind of see if the Marauders can put something together here in the second half. Maclay definitely has some weapons. They've got an excellent kicker. Also got some playmakers on offense, but the Popple brothers have been driving this offensive unit for Maclay. It's just really searching to try and find their identity, see if they can get something going here. Meanwhile, on the other side of the ball, John Paul has really blown some opportunities to turn this game into, or really to break this game open. They've kind of struggled on offense as well. What they've done is they take advantage of some Maclay mistakes. That's kind of been the tale of this ball game so far here in the first half. And both coaches just trying to, get young players settled down, get some of their key guys kind of locked back in, because mistakes have really been more so of the tale of the tape so far. As we get ready to kick off here in the second half, if you're Coach Raymer, I have to imagine that you just want to get your guys hey guys, settle down. Let's really focus here in the second half and just try to play our game. They were able to run the football pretty effectively here in the first quarter and kind of get some things going, but just the turnovers and really 2 interceptions and the fumble have just kind of deaded any opportunities the Marauders have had. And the Panthers have just been able to take advantage of that. There haven't been anything spectacular thus far. It's just been just really, both coaches trying to get their guys to play mistake-free football here in the second half.
Well, Mark, that's the best thing about football. You got 2 halves. You can forget about the first half. Things didn't go your way, but you're only down 10. You got to forget that and start playing ball. Just need a couple of things to go your way. You're in this game. 1 touchdown, this game will turn around.
Yeah, absolutely, coaches. So we're going to get ready to start here the second half. And You know, I have to say, you know, just being able to receive here in the second in the opening half is definitely something Coach Raymer is going to try and take advantage of. We'll see what he has dialed up. Moving forward here, and hopefully the Marauders will be able to take advantage. We'll see what kind of new plays Coach Raymer has up his sleeve as they are set to receive. Croston. Shane Croston back deep for the Marauders along with Popple. And of course, set to kick off for the Panthers, the big fella, Rico Joseph. And that is a booming kick. Going to be fielded clean at the 3-yard line. And it's going to be brought out to the 22-yard line, and that's where Maclay will go to work. 1st and 10 for the Marauders.
Mark, this first drive is very important for the Marauders to change the whole complex of the whole game. They need some positive. They need to move the ball. Even if they don't score, they need to move the ball. Flip the field, put the Panthers in bad situations as opposed to being in one themselves. If they can change this field position and move the ball, change the attitude of the team. They need something positive to happen.
So that's going to be a handoff, and he's going to dive forward, Popple, for about 1.5 yards, maybe a 2-yard gain. And just see what kind of rhythm Maclay can fall into here to start the third quarter. Again, only trailing by 10-0 here. And just haven't really had many opportunities to get into scoring range.
Sometimes you got to make your own opportunities, Mark.
So Popple in the backfield. Quarterback drops back, has a man open over the middle, delivers the pass, and it's complete. 16-yard pass to Grayson Oberste.
That might be the biggest play of the game.
Absolutely.
So far, the most yards they gained on one play.
So Oberste was able to go into traffic and haul that one down, and so Maclay definitely needed some life breathed into the passing game, and they got it. Young quarterback, Grady Brown, delivered a heck of a throw facing the rush. And once again, twin receivers to the top of your seam. Brown from the shotgun. He's going to hand it off. And that's the big fella, Rico Joseph, the kicker.
There's nothing
is
going
wreaking
on
havoc at nose guard for the Panthers. And so we've got a flag on the play. As we've got an injured player on the field. So we're going to take a break as well. We'll be right back. 4 Quarters Online. Home of Marauder football all season long right after this.
The Junior Interview Series started 5 years ago, meeting a need of students graduating from high school never have having true interview experience. So our head of school, James Milford, created a committee that would work together to provide an opportunity for our junior class students to experience interviews to best prepare them for a variety of experiences, including college interviews, scholarship interviews, internship interviews. In the fall, we offer a workshop for the students to learn about the befores, during, and afters of an interview. They can practice things like eye contact, handshakes, body posture. Then they also practice the actual answering of a question.
And all of those things, from how you sit to how you say it to what you say, matters, because we are so hidden in the electronic world. We're so hidden of, as you're typing on your phone or doing, you can sit, you can do whatever you want, and we don't realize those things matter.
And then in the spring semester, we have 2 mock face-to-face one-on-one interviews where a person from our community will come and sit with the students for about 25-30 minutes and run a mock interview, and at the end of that experience, the student will get verbal and written feedback that they can take away with them. Most of our juniors will not have had those interview experiences before this series, so we want them to walk away with basic skills, but more importantly, confidence.
Not knowing as a college student, not knowing how interviews go, I would have been a little more afraid to get into them, but having Maclay set the foundation for how these interviews go and what kinds of questions that they ask, and being able to get constructive criticism, being able to get feedback, I felt like I was ready for these interviews because of Maclay.
When I speak to other friends of mine whose kids are in other schools and I tell them about this program, they are so envious and they wish that this program was at their schools because of the practicality.
So, back to the action. That was unsportsmanlike at the end of the play against the Panthers. That's going to put Maclay across midfield into Panther territory on the 45-yard line. 1st and 10, Marauders. And unfortunately, Popple goes out of the game. Brody Popple, number 13, the quarterback, and so he's going to be replaced by Grady Brown. And he's going to fumble the snap. Did he get back a hold of it? I'm not sure.
Another turnover, Mark.
And Panthers have it. And just like that, Aaron Snapple was it fielded cleanly, and turnover roles continue for the Marauders here early in the 3rd quarter. 4th turnover again. We've got another injured player down on the field. We're going to take another break, and we'll be right back right after this.
When I drop my children off every day, they're happy to come to school. They're welcomed into loving arms. I love that Maclay preschool classrooms are small in size and that there's also 2 teachers in every classroom.
They get to do things like art and Spanish and go to science lab.
Learning is almost hidden and the children don't realize the education that they're getting each day. They're having fun through playing and hands-on experiences.
They enjoy coming to school every day, and as a parent, there's nothing more that you could ask for in a preschool for your children.
Okay. And just like that, Marauders on an errant snap lose the football, and that's 4th turnover tonight. And right when Maclay looked like they had something going, they cough up the football again and lose Popple. Hopefully he's okay. 1st and 10 Panthers. Hughes under center. He's going to hand it off to Arnold, who looks for the edge, and he's got a nice little run that's going to net him about 13 yards. Panthers move deeper into Marauder territory. As Arnold looked like he stepped out of bounds at about the 30-yard line.
Mark, you can't keep turning the ball over and expect to win. It puts the defense in a bad situation. It is very difficult to come off the bench not expecting a turnover. That's kind of the worst way to come on the field.
Yeah, and this is really not what Marauders, the position they wanted to be in. Well, Hughes under center. He's going to take the snap, drops back, looking for a man downfield, and he's got number 7 on the outside. Samaji James. He's going to pick up another first down for the Panthers, and now it's John Paul that's taking advantage once again of another turnover.
They look like they came out at halftime with purpose. They're not happy with where they ended that first half with all those turnovers and nothing really much to show for it other than 10 points.
And so with the ball resting now at the Marauder 17-yard line, Hughes under center, twins to the top of your screen. He's going to hand it off, and he is going to be eaten up by Popple, 26, Ryder Popple.
Nobody blocked him. He was a free man. I don't know the design of that play, but he was left alone. Maybe they thought he was going to drop in coverage or something.
And that was Jefferson on the carry. Once again, Hughes under center. He drops back again, looking for a man over the middle. He's got one. Is picked, almost picked off. And man, that would have been beautiful.
The safety was sitting there. He didn't really see him.
Nope. And he collided with Terrion Arnold. But excellent play by the Maclay defense to break up that pass. Almost came down with a crucial interception.
They're in two-down territory. They had the play they ran with the tall sweep has been very effective. I wouldn't be surprised if they tried that this time.
So Maclay defense definitely capable of making some big plays here. Almost came up with a huge interception. And so Hughes once again from the shotgun. And he's going to field the air snap, looking for a man, and he can't find one. And he heaves it out of bounds. And so miscues all the way around as once again we're seeing John Paul struggle finish off drives, as they've now backed themselves up out of striking distance and facing a fourth down. So Maclay defense definitely playing 10 toes down tonight. And now it's John Paul. He's going to go for it. Ball on the 20-yard line of the Marauders. And Hughes from the shotgun drops back looking for a man. Can't find one. Escapes the defender, but he's not going to get away from the Maclay defense this time. Number 26, Ryder Popple in on for a huge sack, and he was joined by number 56, Shelby Harrell. And that was a huge play by the Maclay defense. It looks like we got a flag on the play.
You got a flag on that play.
And looks like that might be, we'll see what the officials call.
Personal foul.
Oh, man. A terrible, terrible blow for the Marauder defense. As the official calls personal foul, which would result in an automatic first down for the Panthers. And, man, just it seems like the Marauders, just when they finally catch a crack at daylight, they just can't seem to maintain it. Things just really not going their way tonight. And it looks like they're still trying to get some things straightened out. Not really sure who that was on. And so it looks like it's going to be overturned, and it will be Marauder football.
No, it was
defense.
It was after the play dead ball foul, and they gave the penalty against the Marauders. Instead of getting the ball at the 35, they backed them up.
So Maclay defense does in fact hold, but the dead ball penalty will back them up once again deep in their own territory. That's still not quite what you want to have if you're starting out here, especially after the loss. And so that's Popple on the carry, looking for some room to the outside, and had positive yardage, and looks like he was dropped back for
That's a helmet?
A couple of yards. And Panther defender will have to come out for a play after losing his helmet. And it will end up being a loss on the play. Man, Papa looked like he had a seam on the edge to get some daylight, but ended up going for a loss. And so the Marauders trying to take advantage of what their defense is giving them. And really the Maclay defense is playing outstanding tonight. Offense is yet to be able to find any daylight. Quarterback hard snap causes the Panther defense to jump, and they're going to get some of those yards back, Coach.
Gotta pay attention. Gotta watch the ball.
Plenty of time here left in the second half for the Marauders to get. Plenty of time here in the second half for the Marauders to get going. Trip receivers to the top of your screen. Quarterback drops back, looking for a man to the outside. Just floats it over, and he completes the pass. Shane Croston was able to haul that one in. It kind of floated in the air for just a split second. Panther defender was not able to get a hand on it. And Marauders finding a way. 1st and 10, Maclay. And Croston grounded out some yards after the catch. And so Laundry on the field is going to result in a penalty first, which is going to extend that play by another 15 yards. Personal foul was the call against John Paul. And that's going to put the ball just across midfield on the Panther 49. And Maclay now has 1st and 10. I think the Marauders have only been in their opponent's territory a couple of times tonight. I'm going to try and take advantage of it here with 7:57 left in the third quarter.
Look like that defensive end was offside.
From the shotgun, quarterback's going to hand it off, and a swarm of Panthers going to crowd over the running back. Ryder Papa's going to be dropped for about a 6-yard loss. And if you're Maclay, you got to be looking for any kind of a crease where you can try and snatch some positive yardage.
If I was John Paul, I wouldn't feel too comfortable. Anything can happen in a 10-0 nothing game. All it takes is a mistake, interception.
And so once again from the shotgun, quarterback drops back, looking for a man downfield, throws it into traffic, and it's picked off. Arnold on the interception. And no matter what happens, this is going to come back as Terrion Arnold gets the interception, but several flags thrown. The first will be a block in the back that will bring this one back. And we're getting a little chippy out here tonight. But this one's going to come back after the interception. And we have block in the back here. Not sure what the other flag is for. And that's turnover number 5 for the Marauders. And Coach, if you're Coach Raymer, you got to be thinking if we can hold on to the ball for at least 5 or 6 plays, we might be able to crack something open, but nothing doing so far here tonight.
Don't turn it over. That is.
And so with 6:55 left in the third quarter. And, you know, if you, let's just call it what it is. I think the Marauders are just frustrated right now. They're just really trying to get something going, and just, you know, the miscues here and the miscues here in tonight's ball game have just really eaten the Marauders' chances at being able to be in scoring position alive. We got a timeout on the field. We're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back with more Marauder football right after this.
Later, we have a wonderful Beck Family Research Center, and we're in the middle of construction for the Beck Family Innovation Center, which gives a lab space to the business and entrepreneurship concentration, new spaces, cutting edge technology for all of the core sciences. And then Langford Hall is going to be a wonderful gathering place that's also convertible for recitals and things where students are able to exhibit the things that they're really passionate about. One of the unique things about Maclay is that we are a pre-K through 12 school. So as we think,
and so back with 6:55 left in the third, John Paul will go to work. Ball on their own 30-yard line. Hughes from under center. He's going to try and scramble for a couple of yards, and he's only going to pick up 2. So John Paul looking for, really not sure if they're trying to salt this one away or if they're trying to create another opportunity, but Panthers have not had a lot of success on offense tonight either. They've benefited from really Maclay miscues tonight. Nevertheless, 6:15 left in the third quarter. Hughes under center. He's going to hand it off for the jet sweep, and it's going to be eaten up in the backfield once again. Ryder Popple read it all the way and was not fooled. And we've got another flag here on the field. And so that's a sideline warning. And Maclay defense is playing lights out tonight.
Yeah, it's keeping them in the game. It really could get out of hand with all those turnovers. But the defense is really playing well.
And so John Paul facing a 3rd and long, 3rd and about 16. Ball 15, ball resting on Panther 25-yard line. Hughes from the shotgun. He drops back, rolls out, looking for a man, escapes a defender, and he's going to throw it. It's going to be underthrown.
Great job, Eli! Great job!
And he was chased
really
around. And that was Eli Harrell who had him on the run. Maclay defense definitely showing their teeth. And this John Paul offense still not able to get anything going. Score remains the same. 5 minutes and 23 seconds left in the third. 10-0 Panthers. Maclay has forced another punting situation, and they're still not out of it, Coach.
One turn, one opportunity, a quick score, and this could be a different game.
Absolutely. So back deep for the Marauders. The punt is high and on its way. And it's going to be fielded and bobbled, but Marauders jump on top of it. Got to wonder if Crossan was going to call for the fair catch, and he did not. And thank goodness that he was able to jump back on top of that for the Marauders, because that could have been turnover number 6.
It's got to drive you crazy. Coach Raymer's got to be driving. If they could just get something consistent going, don't turn the ball over. Even if you don't score, being able to punt the ball and back the Panthers up would be a help to the defense, because they're playing very well.
Maclay defense is keeping them in this ball game here have not given up a score since the first quarter. And Maclay offense comes back out on the field. Panthers show blitz. Quarterback takes off. Direct snap. Hayden Hilliard on the keeper.
Another quarterback.
Catching the Panthers off guard, and he's going to scamper for 11, and that's going to bring up a first down for the Marauders.
Keeper has been their best play.
Absolutely. Quarterback keepers have definitely kept the Panthers at bay. Quarterback's going to keep it again, and he's going to lunge forward for a loss of about 1. And really, it's just kind of, you have to wonder if the Marauders are in more of a game management situation where 2 of their signal callers are out for right now. Haven't seen Popple or the freshman, Brown, as Hilliard has taken over the signal calling duty. So Maclay once again, 2nd and 11. Quarterback looking to run, and he's going to take off. And he's going to be brought down by Terrion Arnold. Looking for the edge, and I don't think there was any gain on that play, Coach.
That was a spectacular tackle. Looked like he had room to run, and all of a sudden, Arnold came out of nowhere.
Arnold really flew in. Three minutes and 30 seconds left in the third quarter. Maclay looking for something. From the shotgun, quarterback drops back, looking for a man out on the edge. He floats it up in the air, and it's going to be tipped.
That's a good play by the wide receiver. He played defense to keep that from being another turnover.
So the Marauders passing game just not able to get anything going tonight in the air. And this is just really unfortunate for Maclay because their defense is playing stellar. With the amount of athletes that John Paul has, they've held every last one of them in check for the better part of this ball game, and just offensively, just not able to find a spark tonight. Flag on the play is going to be waved off, but going to have a timeout here for a water break. We're going to take one too. 4 Quarters Online, the proud home of Maclay Football all season long here, 4quartersonline.com.
Get together and raise thousands of dollars for the families and for kids that with pediatric illness. I just know so many families that go to Maclay and that are in the Tallahassee community that are affected by Dance Marathon. So I think it's really important that we try to push all throughout the year and we get as much as the student body involved as we can. Dance Marathon has given me a chance to work with many different students and serve as a leader in Maclay but also in the community. I have been taking the business concentration classes because that's what I'm leaning towards.
And so Maclay facing 4th down now in a punting situation. Back deep are Arnold and Vickers. And that is a booming punt. That's going to take a good bounce. And that's going to pin the Panthers back deep in their own 10-yard line.
Now that might be one of the best plays of the day for the Marauders. Making the Panthers have to go the length of the field, hoping for a turnover of their own.
And
most of the game, the Panthers have been operating on Marauder side of the field, which makes a big difference. It's a lot easier to call plays when you're on the other team's side of the field. And now they're backed up just like the Marauders were early in the game. And let's see what the Panthers do.
Yeah. Maclay really needed to flip the field, and I think they've done that, giving their defense a chance to hopefully make a play here.
A turnover could make a big difference.
Absolutely.
Now, every time they got in this formation, they ran the toss.
Let's see if you're right. Nope, it's going to be up the middle. Nothing doing. Probably a gain of maybe 1.5 yards.
That must be their running formation because they done nothing but run when they got in that formation.
Maclay defense stiffening once again, not giving up too much. Marauders holding Panthers to 2nd and 9, and Hughes is going to hand it off again as the running back is going to pound his way for about a 14-yard carry. And that was number 24.
Shane, get the ball out!
Kevis Thomas on the carry. And that's going to be a huge game for the Panthers, getting their way out of their own territory. Hughes once again is going to hand it off. Thomas is going to be wrapped up this time. Maclay defense not fooled. Give credit to the Marauder defense. You might catch them once, but you're not going to catch them twice.
They look like they get in the formation. They decided to run the football and take their chance, hoping the clock would move and get out of here with a win. Look like tossing the ball up, throwing the ball up in the air. It seems like it's a 50-50 chance. It's a turnover.
So once again, Hughes at 2nd and 10 for the Panthers from the shotgun. And he's going to throw a quick swing pass to Arnold, who's looking for some running room on the edge, but he's going to be slammed down by the Maclay defense, but not after a 9-yard pickup. And that's going to put the Panthers out to about the 42-yard line. Panthers facing a 3rd and 1. Ball resting comfortably on Panthers' own 26-yard line. Excuse me, 36-yard line. Clock trickles down to 40 seconds. Hughes is going to hand it off. Running back looking for some room. He breaks the tackle and then muscles his way to the first down. But there was a flag on the play. The running back picks up about 3 or 4 yards. That was number 6. Kevin Brown, right before he was brought down by a host of Marauders.
Holding.
And Holding's going to bring it back. And again, Coach, we talked about this. John Paul, once they get something going, they kind of seem to sputter after a few plays. And so Panthers going to be taking back 10 yards, and that's going to bring up 3rd and long. Hughes from the shotgun looking for a man across the middle. It's almost tipped, but it's going to be caught by number 7, Samaj James. And, man, the Maclay defense almost came up with the...
Nobody broke on the football.
And that was one where I'm sure the defender would have loved to have gotten his hand on it. Read it perfectly, just wasn't able to.
You're good. You're good.
And so now John Paul works their way out of the hole, and they got first down and 10, ball in their own 42-yard line. Hughes is going to throw a quick swing pass, and Samaje James got daylight before he's pushed out of bounds, but not before he picks up about 30. And Panthers are in business as they drive further deep into Marauder territory. And that'll do it for the third quarter. The Panthers in the quarter with a huge play by James. And so we're gonna flip the field here, and we're gonna take a timeout and pause to thank some of our sponsors. We definitely want to thank Armstrong and Associates and Data Set Ready for sponsoring fourquartersonline.com. We'll be right back right after this.
My name is Hannah Jose. I've been at Maclay since the 9th grade. Instantly, when I came into Maclay, I was connected with teachers, mentors, peers that helped me have like one of the smoothest transitions. I found a notebook on my teacher's desk at Holy Comforter, and it said Student Astronaut Challenge. And instantly I was like, what is that? And she explained it to me, and she said, hey, if you want to create a team, we need 5 people by tomorrow. And so I asked a bunch of my friends from different grade levels, and we had a team by the next day. And when I came to Maclay and found that there wasn't a Student Astronaut Challenge, I knew that I had to get this program started. So when I competed in the middle school, I just remember loving it and wanting to learn more and wanting to know more. And so getting to help the middle schoolers really inspires me to continue what I'm doing. I just see them light up, and it's been an incredible experience because we're working together and they look up to me, but I am
The Panthers, and the ball's out. Marauders say they have it, and they still waiting on the officials' ruling. It looks like they do. And Maclay catches a break. This time the turnover gods are in the Marauders' favor as Maclay catches a break on defense, and still 10-0 here at the start of the fourth quarter. And Maclay finally catches a break where they are able to force a turnover of their own. After being the recipient of 5 turnovers, the Panthers finally call for one up. And so Maclay's offense comes back on the field. Quarterback from the shotgun. Ball's on the ground. Gotta wonder if the snaps just aren't being fielded cleanly because of the ball just, is the grass just wet? With 11:34 left to play in the ball game, Maclay's defense has just held strong. And so quarterback on the roll out, looking for a man to the outside, and the pass is too short. Intended receiver is Keenan Milford.
A nice play. A comeback route is easy. Usually easy to throw. You throw it toward the sideline. Receiver coming back to the ball. The DB really has no chance of making a play on it. It's a real safe pass.
And that's going to bring up 3rd and long again for the Marauders. Young quarterback Brown, freshman, just really trying to catch his rhythm here from the shotgun. Trip receivers to the top of your screen. Quarterback drops back, looking for a man, and he's going to take off, trying to make up some of those yards he lost. And he's going to pick up about 6, maybe 7. And that's going to bring up, looks like 4th down now for the Marauders here in another punting situation. And so, Coach, if you coach Raymer, you know that you're on borrowed time here. not going to be handed too many opportunities here to be able to find a scoring opportunity.
You really don't have to take a chance. Your defense playing well. Punt the ball away, play defense, and hope you get something to happen in your favor.
And so back deep, Terrion Arnold for the Panthers. He is a dangerous man. Kick is on its way. And excellent kick by the punter. Kept it away from the dangerous Terrion Arnold and also got it close enough to the edge. Flipped the field. And the Panthers will take over 1st and 10 on their own 33-yard line. And that's about as much as you can expect. Excellent punt.
Special teams have been pretty good, especially with the punts. Keeping the other team pent back.
And that was, it's just so far, it's just been one of those things where, like, Maclay's defense is playing well. They've able to create a turnover, and John Paul really, I mean, if anything, if the score hadn't reflected it, you would think that Maclay was in control. Offensively, John Paul has not been able to do anything.
Is the culprit.
And so Hughes, quarterback for the Panthers under center, he's going to make a quick toss and run it back. He's going to run into a wall of Marauders. Maclay's defense once again reading every play seemingly. But the Marauders do not have time on their side as the clock trickles down to 9 minutes and 45 seconds here in the 4th quarter. Late in the game, I'm not sure if we're not going to see some things, some trickeration come out. John Paul is trying to hang on to their lead, but their offense has not put them in position so far tonight, aside from the turnovers. Score still 10-0. Quick swing past Terrion Arnold. And he's going to be pushed out of bounds, but not before he picks up about 14 yards in a first down. 12 yards in the first down. Official's going to mark him out of bounds at about the
another flag, Mark.
2-yard line. 47-yard line. But holding is going to bring that back, and there we go again, Coach. Just miscues on both offenses have really
kept the game fairly close.
Absolutely. Coach Hill very frustrated for the Panthers. I think he knows his team doesn't have a big enough lead to be in cruise control.
2 scores makes a big difference.
Absolutely. Clock trickles down to 9 minutes and 17 seconds here in the 4th quarter. And the holding is going to negate the Terrion Arnold run and bring that back. Panthers are going to face and that's another penalty against the Panthers. And so just both coaches really are frustrated. Only one of them has the 10-point lead, but both coaches is absolutely frustrated tonight. And so the Panthers are backed up third and facing 2nd and forever. Hughes from the shotgun, obviously looking to pass. And he's got James, who's going to pick some of that back up. Looks to be about a 12-yard gain. Excuse me, that was Vickers. I thought that was James, but Panthers picking up some positive yardage, still facing 3rd and long. Maclay just trying to keep everything in front of him and not give up the big play or the first down. Hughes from the shotgun drops back looking for a man deep down the field, and it's going to be tipped and incomplete. Arnold was the intended receiver.
A penalty flag on the other side of the field.
And we've got another flag.
Illegal procedure.
And that's going to be against the Panthers. Won't matter. That's going to bring up a 4th down in a punting situation. I think both coaches are punting way more than they've liked to tonight.
The punters are getting a lot of practice.
Special teams player of the week might come from this game. As both punters have put in some work tonight. Probably more than enough of their fair share of duty. But the big fella.
They got too many men out there.
Joseph Rico will be the punter. Back deep will be crossing for the Marauders. Kick is up and it will sail out of bounds at about the 44-yard line of the about 40-yard line of the Marauders. So Maclay's getting their opportunities here with decent field position, just not able to sustain any drives tonight. Running game has kind of been their staples. The passing game has been virtually non-existent. But if you're Coach Raymer, I would not be surprised if we saw something that we don't usually see coming out from his sleeve over there.
You don't want to do too much. You don't want to give up an easy turnover for an easy score.
And so that's number 7, Hayden Hilliard. And he's got a man on the outside and nothing doing as the intended receiver, Keenan Milford, was too far. Maclay Marauders continuing to have quarterback struggles here as because when you lose your quarterback, it's hard. It's tough sailing when you don't have your main signal caller. So once again, facing 2nd and 10. Marauders again. Hayden Hilliard is the signal caller. 4 receivers to the top of your screen from the shotgun. And Hilliard's going to take off, and he's looking to run. And he finds some room on the edge, and he's going to pick up about 6 yards.
That might be the best play they had all night. Quarterback running right, left, and up the middle.
Nothing creative, but Coach Raymer is just trying to do what he can to keep the ball in his possession. So we may see 3 yards in a cloud of dust here. .8:35 left as you wonder how many more chances Maclay will have to get back into the game. They've got a kicker, coach. If they can get inside the 25, they may have a shot to score. Hilliard's going to draw the John Paul defense offsides on the hard snap. And that should be enough to pick up a 1st down. Sorry. So with 8:34 left in the ball game, Maclay trying to put together something promising here. Hilliard from the shotgun, looking for a man to the outside. Swing pass is not fielded cleanly, and it's going to be incomplete. Keenan Milford
like it had a chance.
Was not able to hang on. It did, coach. It definitely looked like it had a chance.
He catch that ball. He had green grass ahead of him. All he had to do was make one miss, and he might be in the end zone.
And so Maclay trying to get something going. Hilliard as the main signal caller for the Marauders here in the second half. see if we can catch any late game theatrics here. And when you get to a situation like this late in the game, you definitely find out what a team is made of. Each side has just definitely been battling. Both defenses have played fairly well tonight. Maclay's playing an outstanding game on defense. Just looking to see if they can find any kind of spark here on offense. 8:29 left to play. Marauders trail 10-0. Turnovers have been the storyline tonight. And that's a deep ball going up, and it's going to be overthrown. And Hilliard really was trying to take a shot there. Maclay's used to having passing game open up for them, and it just hasn't been there. And this is just foreign territory. This is going on 8 consecutive quarters without having a score. The Marauders are still well within striking distance in this ball game, but opportunities here are coming at a premium here late in the game. 2nd and 10 for Maclay. Ball resting on the Panther 45-yard line. That's Hilliard. From the shotgun, man in motion. And a missed block. And Hilliard's going to be sacked. And that's just been some of the frustrations here in the ball game, as Maclay has just not been able to contain some of the Panther defenders. So we've got a man down on the field. We're going to pause and use this time to take a timeout. We'll be right back. This is 4 Quarters Online with more Maclay football right after this.
More in depth than I thought it would have gone, and it was just kind of cool to see the broad concepts that I learned as a little kid, and then go a little bit more in depth as to why those things happen. I really enjoyed, honestly, all of them. They're all really passionate. I would say Mr. Norman's up there just because of how passionate he is about it. Dr. Bevan, too. I had Dr. Bevan for the first time this year, but just, how passionate he is about teaching it. If he reads a good line or something in Hamlet, he'll kind of slam his book on the table and just be like, wow, that was an amazing line. Isn't that awesome? So it's really nice being able to learn from teachers who are super passionate and then can kind of relay that on you, because it's palpable almost. It's just in the air. You're able to feel it. In 5 years, hopefully in grad school. I don't know what I want to major in, but I know after undergrad, I want to get my Juris Doctor degree in MBA, get that joint degree. And then as far as the job goes, I don't know. I think public relations would be pretty cool. Over the summer, I job shadowed a public relations firm, and I got a lot out of that. So hopefully interning and working on getting my graduate degrees. I'm Hunt, and I'm unstoppable. I'm Hunt Dyson. I started at Maclay in kindergarten. I came from Faith Preschool. It's been really fun. I've enjoyed it a lot, especially going into high school. I had that group of friends that I've known my entire life, and then I also got to meet a bunch of new people from coming outside. I started out just as a writer sophomore year. I had heard that my friends Emily Dudley, Ellie Castillo, and Rachel Stockel wanted to make the paper. So I contacted Mr. Norman, who redirected me to Mrs. Mayer, and they said I could come on as a writer. So I wrote, I think, a couple of articles for the newspapers that just got to start up. And then Will became student council president, so they needed a sports editor. So junior year, last year, I stepped in as sports editor, which was really rewarding. I want to say APUSH was probably my favorite class. I didn't think it would be. I've never been a big history guy, but that was a really, really fun class just because it went a little bit more in depth than I thought it would have gone, and it was just kind of cool to see the broad concepts that I learned as a little kid, and then go a little bit more in depth as to why those things happen. I really enjoyed, honestly, all of them. They're all really passionate. I would say Mr. Norman's up there just because of how passionate he is about it. Dr. Bevan, too. I had Dr. Bevan for the first time this year, but just, how passionate he is about teaching it. If he reads a good line or something in Hamlet, he'll kind of slam his book on the table and just be like, wow, like that was an amazing line, like isn't that awesome? So it's really nice being able to learn from teachers who are super passionate and then can kind of like relay that on you because it's palpable almost, it's just in the air, you're able to feel it. In 5 years, hopefully in grad school, I don't know what I want to major in, but I know after undergrad, I want to get my Juris Doctor degree and MBA, get that joint degree. And then as far as the job goes, I don't know. I think public relations would be pretty cool. Over the summer, I job shadowed a public relations firm, and I got a lot out of that. So hopefully interning.
And so the Marauders facing a punting situation. 4th and long here with 7 minutes and 50 seconds left to go. Kick is high and on its way.
Might be a offside.
And it might be. That was another excellent punt. We'll see what the ruling is, but man, that was an excellent kick.
Illegal procedure.
And so penalty will go against Maclay. And it looks like Marauders will have to kick again. And that's just been kind of the storyline for the night. Coach Raymer has just really been frustrated by just the amount of Maclay miscues here tonight, and it's been rough sailing for the Marauders the whole way. So Maclay will have to re-kick. Back deep will be Arnold for the Panthers in number 8, Kari Vickers. And so, punt formation for the Marauders. Kick is on its way. It's high, but not as deep as it was. And it's going to take a favorable Panther bounce. And man, Coach, it probably was about close to 35 yards in distance that they had between the plays. And that's just really been frustrating the Marauders all night long, whether it's been field position or turnovers. Nothing's really gone their way offensively tonight.
This has not been a great night for the Marauders on offense. Very, very well played on defense with only 10-point lead, but something's got to happen.
Yeah, absolutely. I think there's just been and sometimes you have those nights where everything goes your way, and sometimes you have those nights where nothing goes your way, but still some football left to be played. 7 minutes, 30 seconds left. Maclay's defense has played exceptional tonight, keeping the score close. Hughes with the handoff, and he's going to be wrapped up. Once again, that's tough Maclay defense, and some more laundry on the field.
Usually you see holding when that in the official calls right.
Get up. You're fine, Jim. He's fine.
And that was number 56. And penalty's going to go against John Paul. And I say the level of frustration between both coaches tonight has been probably more than either one anticipated coming into a game like this.
The only good thing to come out of a game like this if you win. You can do a lot of teaching with a win.
And so John Paul Hughes, he's going to hand it off. That's number 8 on the carry.
Get the ball out! 71?
Vickers going to wind his way through, shaking off some arm tackles and pick up about maybe 5 or 6 yards on the carry. So 2nd and 14. And now the clock is a factor, as Maclay needs 2 possessions to climb back into this thing, and nothing doing on offense the entire night. And John Paul Hughes under center. And he's going to drop back, looking to throw. Can't really find anything. He's going to take off and run. Shakes a couple of would-be defenders, and he's got some running room as he breaks some more tackles, and Hughes is off to the races. And Hughes breaks another tackle and finds the end zone for the Panthers. And
there's some laundry on the field that might be coming back
on the other side of the field. But man, what a run by Hughes. And the Maclay defense just when they thought they had him wrapped up,
they picked the flag up.
Were not able to hang on to him. And Hughes just squeaked his way through en route to what looks to be about a
60-plus yard.
65-yard run. And that may have been the backbreaker. With 6 minutes left to play, just a little over 6 minutes left to play, you got to wonder if that was the dagger. The Marauders have not had anything go for them right on offense tonight. And just when the Maclay defense was playing so well, Hughes, the quarterback for the Panthers, just takes off, breaks about 6 or 7 tackles on his way to about a 65-yard run. Panthers go for 2 and they get it. Pass is complete over the middle. And John Paul now has an 18-0 lead over Maclay, and really, score might not reflect it, but the Maclay defense is.
You can only hold them so long.
Absolutely, and 5 turnovers just will not do you any favors. And the Marauders really had their opportunities, just weren't able to kind of sustain any kind of drive on offense. And really the quarterback situation, coach, has just proven to be too much for Maclay tonight.
Yeah, that was a outstanding play by Tremaine Hughes. He turned into a running back then.
Yeah, absolutely. And for John Paul, Coach Hill finally has a little bit of breathing room, but man, the Maclay defense just, despite their level of play, just offense not able to help them out tonight. And so that's Croston feels it, not able to gain any more than about 5 or 6 yards on the return. And Maclay once again will start deep in their own territory. And so here in the fourth quarter, John Paul, if this had been any other night, I give the Maclay offense a chance to work their way back into it. But so far, nothing's been going right for the Marauders here on offense, and that may have done it.
Yeah, it'll be very difficult for them to make up 18 points in 6 minutes if they hadn't done much else the whole game. Really hadn't had any much positive working on the offense other than the quarterback run.
So with 6:07 left to play in the ballgame, Maclay's going to take over 1st and 10. Quarterback fires a quick pass, and it's going to be, I don't think the receiver saw it coming. It's going to be in and out of the hands of the defender. And that's going to bring up 2nd down. Second down and 10 for Maclay. Hilliard from the shotgun, low snap. And the quarterback's going to be swarmed behind the line of scrimmage.
Mark, it's been a very frustrating night for the Marauders. The offense has not done anything to help the defense out, and I think they're getting worn down. Although they go both ways. Most of the kids go both ways out here, and it is very tough. And when you get behind, you kind of gotta throw the football, and it is very, very difficult.
So Hilliard once again operating from a deficit. 3rd and about 15. Quarterback drops back, looking for a man downfield, and it's going to be overthrown.
Man, he threw the. That's an arm mark.
Yeah, not doubting his arm strength. But Maclay just has not been able to connect with anybody on any big plays tonight, and that's just very rare for the Marauders. And for Coach Raymer and company, it's just not the way they wanted to come out, especially coming off of a tough loss from last week. Seeing flashes of the team we saw last year every once in a while, but just really trying to get some of these freshmen worked in and some of these younger guys. And, of course, Marauders are pretty banged up. And snap goes over the head and out of the back of the end zone, and that's going to be a safety. And the woes continue for the Marauders here tonight. And Panthers increase the lead 20-0 with 5 minutes left to play. And with Maclay without their primary signal caller, you got to wonder if that's going to spell the end for them here tonight. Defense, notwithstanding, has made some excellent plays here. Just hasn't been enough.
Mark, that is the 6th turnover of the night. It is very, very difficult to win a football game with 6 turnovers. Unless you just really overmatch the team. That's the only way that can happen. And we still got 5 minutes to go.
And so with 5 minutes, Maclay's going to have to kick off after the safety from the errant snap on a punt. And just really, some of these things I know Coach Raymer is just not happy about. Yeah, you don't want miscues on special teams, especially when you're facing a deficit late in the ball game. But Clay's just not found their rhythm. Booming kick,
What a kick.
Gonna go over the head of Vickers. Because he's looking for some running room, and he's looking for an edge, trying to find one, shakes a couple of defenders, still on his feet, crosses midfield, but not before he's brought down after crossing midfield. Excellent return by Vickers. And Panthers will once again have 1st down in Maclay territory. Ball on the going to be marked at the Marauder 49-yard line. And so 4 minutes, 55 seconds left to play in the ball game. John Paul now has a 20-0 lead over the Marauders here. And Hughes, once again, looking to pass. Trying to get this one off to the way, and they've got it complete. Terrion Arnold across the middle, and he will score. And this was the offense that Coach Hill talked about when we spoke with him. But Laundry on the field may bring this one back. And it looks like this one's going to come back. And John Paul was looking to add another score, not showing any mercy. And penalty is too many men in the backfield against the Panthers. That's going to bring that one back. And so Panthers have had a couple of scoring opportunities taken away by some miscues, so it hasn't been exactly their night either. But they have not suffered the same fate Maclay has had with 5 turnovers. And so Hughes going to hand it off. And that looks like Devin Robinson, and another penalty. And this one may be unsportsmanlike. And so unsportsmanlike against John Paul. So, Coach, tonight, really both teams have gotten in their own way.
Yes, sir. You don't have to play defense if you defend yourself.
So 4 minutes, 30 seconds left. John Paul leads 20-0 over the Marauders, and really here tonight we've just seen both teams kind of show flashes but really not able to get anything going on offense like they wanted to, and yet here we are. Coach, let's take a peek in from around the area and see what's going on. We were last checked in on Gadsden County. They were trailing Trinity from Texas 29-9. And just looking at some other scores from around the Big Bend. Mariana all over Bay, 35-0. Madison handles business out in Lake City. Down in Columbia, 12-0. Florida High beats North Florida Christian right down the street, 28-0. Seminoles on the roll. And Jefferson County falls to Wakulla in a shutout. The War Eagles pick up, I think, their 5th or 6th win of the season, 29-0. Suwannee all over Palatka, 47-0. And Lincoln, Best Childs right up the street, 37-13. Late in the ball game, it's just been a tale of turnovers here for the Marauders as it just kind of spelled the end. And it's really, this is not characteristic of the team we're used to seeing, but just losing your quarterback just really kills you.
Yeah, you got to come up with some other things. You put all he gets all the reps, and then you got to take someone else from another position, usually in a high school this size, and use them at doing something else, playing quarterback, which is really a tough job.
And so Hughes dropping back, and And he's going to be bottled up and slammed to the ground by number 52. Ethan Hospin in on the sack. And the Maclay defense continuing to play well.
It is third down and a mile.
And so Hughes once again, and he's going to hand it off, and a big hit by number 26, Popple. Maclay defense still playing. Lights out. And so the punt is on its way, a booming punt, fielded clean by number 2, Kenan Milford. And he's going to be dragged down. And so Marauders will take over 1st and 10 with 2 minutes and 55 seconds left. And so Marauders taking over 1st and 10, ball resting on their own 20-yard line. Trips receivers to the bottom of the screen, and we've got a flag on the play. And handoff to Popple. Nothing doing. Clock continues to run. And we've got a injured player down on the field, and we're going to take a timeout here, and we'll be right back right after this.
I'll give my guys your degrees. I'm Hunt, and I'm unstoppable. I'm Hunt Dyson. I started at Maclay in kindergarten. I came from Faith Preschool. It's been really fun. I've enjoyed it a lot, especially going into high school. Like, I had that group of friends that I've known my entire life, and then I also got to meet a bunch of new people from coming outside. I started out just as a writer sophomore year. I had heard that my friends Emily Dudley, Ellie Castillo, and Rachel Stockel wanted to make the paper. So I contacted Mr. Normant, who redirected me to Mrs. Mayer, and they said I could come on as a writer. So I wrote I think a couple of articles for the newspapers. It just got to start up. And then Will became student council president, so they needed a sports editor. So junior year, last year, I stepped in as sports editor, which was really rewarding. I want to say APUSH was probably my favorite class. I didn't think it would be. I've never been a big history guy, but that was a really fun class just because it went a little bit more in depth than I thought it would have gone, and it was just kind of cool to like see the broad concepts that I learned as a little kid and then go a little bit more in depth as to why those things happen. I really enjoyed, honestly, all of them. They're all really passionate. I would say Mr. Norman's up there just because of how passionate he is about it. Dr. Bevan too. I had Dr. Bevan for the first time this year, but just how passionate he is about teaching it. If he reads a good line or something in Hamlet, he'll kind of slam his book on the table and just be like, "Wow, like that was an amazing line. Like, isn't that awesome?" So it's really nice being able to learn from teachers who are super passionate and then can kind of like relay that on you because it's palpable almost. It's just in the air. You're able to feel it. In 5 years, hopefully in grad school. I don't know what I want to major in, but I know after undergrad, I want to get.
Okay, and back to the action here is Maclay trying to find something, not able to find too much. As ball carrier is bottled up by a host of Panther defenders. Clock trickles down to just about 2 minutes. Marauders facing 3rd and long. And 4 Quarters Online has been proud to be the home of Maclay Football here, streaming partner of the Marauders here for this 2020 season. That's been a little bit abbreviated. Maclay takes the snap. Hilliard bottled up once again in the backfield. Maclay steadily losing yardage. As we're now inside of 1:30 here. Panthers 20, Marauders 0. And hopefully we look to be back at least for a playoff game, Coach. And playoff scheduled to start here in a couple of weeks.
November 13th will be the first game for the Marauders against North Florida Christian.
And we've kind of seen a little bit of everything. We've had some teams that were able to get all 9 games in, and we've got a few teams that have only played 1. And flag on the play as we are now inside of 1 minute. I want to go ahead and take the time to thank some of the Marauder sponsors of the football program here this season. Ajax Construction, Advanced Business Systems, Capital City Bank, Capital City Consulting, Hill Spooner and Elliott, Keith Lawson Services, Miller's Tree Service, North Florida Orthopedics, Riley Palmer Construction, Sachs Media, Sniffen and Spellman, Will and Carmen Butler, Michael and Mallory Harrell, Tim and Jessica Maccabee. Proud sponsors of the Maclay Marauder football program. And this is the last regular season home game for the Marauders here. Punt is in the air and on its way, and it will take a bounce and trickle out of bounds at about midfield. And 30 seconds left. Have to imagine that Coach Hill and company will just take a knee, run this one out. But turnovers have been the star of the story here tonight, unfortunately for the Marauders. they were on the opposite side of those turnovers as an abundance of just offensive miscues have just kind of killed the Maclay's chances as being able to get in the end zone, and not used to seeing Maclay get shut out. But 2 consecutive in a row is just uncharted territory for Maclay. And, you know, when you don't have your quarterback, it just kind of, it just is an uphill battle. And that's what the Marauders have had to do here, trying to fight against really just, I think they've had 3 different signal callers in the game. And, of course, the Popple brothers did what they could, but just injuries and having guys banged up have really, it's been a tough 2 weeks for the Maclay Marauders here. But going into the next couple of weeks, the Marauders hopefully will be able to get some of their guys back going into the playoffs where anything can happen. And if the brackets hold, looks like the Marauders will host NFC, and that'll be a interesting matchup. And see how healthy Maclay is round out the season. As it looks like this will do it here at Frank Shaw Field. And going deep again are the Panthers. And that's going to be a touchdown.
I don't know.
Not really sure what the Panthers were looking to do other than run the score up, but wide open. Samaj James. I think the Marauders thought they were going to take a knee, and they line up and ran a play.
Coach Raymer is not going to be too happy with that.
Yeah, you got to wonder sometimes with the game comfortably in hand, like what does it gain anybody? Of course, the kids want to show out because they want to play football, but yeah, it's just kind of one of those situations where I think if Maclay had a couple of pieces, this game might be a little bit different. And extra point attempt fails. With 21 seconds left to play, we still got some football left. John Paul with a comfortable 26-point lead. And so we've still got 21 seconds left to play. And we've got another kickoff. And this is really where, you know, this is really how rivalries get started.
Yeah,
Let's be honest. This is how it starts. A lot of people don't understand. A lot of rivalries are started over little things like that. So this may be the beginning of what is now some new bad blood between some crosstown rivals, and it's all well and good as long as it stays on the field. But you know, being products of Tallahassee ourselves, Coach, we can talk about some rivalries.
And I think they just upped the ante tonight.
Oh, absolutely. Coaches remember this. Players remember this. Football does not lose its memory. So we may be in for a heck of a ball game next season, or even in the playoffs. We never know. But you know, this is how it starts.
No, they onside kick.
And onside kick by the Panthers is going to be covered by the Marauders. The onside kick is recovered by Maclay, and This might be the final play of the ball game. We'll see if Maclay tries to run a play. But I want to remind everyone about October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. If you have pink, we encourage you to get it out and wear it in support for all our breast cancer survivors here in the area. Four Quarters Online is proud to support Breast Cancer Awareness Month here in October. And Marauders take a knee, and that looks like it will do it here from Frank Shaw Field. And Four Quarters Online has been proud to be the streaming partner of Maclay Football here all season here in 2020, where the Marauders are playoff bound nevertheless. And we will see how things will shape out over the next week or so, a couple of weeks when the playoffs get started. We'll have an opportunity to see a kind of a fresh season, and some teams that normally don't make the playoffs have an opportunity to compete, so we're going to get a chance to see some new football.
Everybody makes the playoff.
And so that'll be a final here from Maclay as John Paul out on top, 26 to nothing. And while Panthers definitely were able to kind of take advantage, really turnover spell the end for the Marauders here tonight, and just not really the way that I know that they wanted to go into this ball game with a bunch of turnovers, but just not able to really get anything going on offense and missing not one quarterback but two.
Yeah.
Just is too much to overcome.
It is difficult. That is difficult. Turnovers make a big difference, and I think with 6 turnovers, you can't expect to win a game any kind of way. And the Marauders the defense played very well and kept them in the game.
Yeah, absolutely. When you look at Maclay, this could have been a very different ball game were it not for the turnovers. I think Maclay started out where we really didn't get a chance to see what they could do on offense when they had their signal caller in, but just rotating between the two quarterbacks just obviously was way too much. And looking at what the Panthers were able to do, really just they made enough plays down the stretch,
right?
Especially on defense. Not to take away anything from Maclay, especially on the defensive side of the ball, they were definitely kept the game close for the majority of the ball game, just at 10 points, but a couple of miscues at the end just kind of really final score doesn't really reflect, but just kind of really got salted away the game, and Maclay not really be able to do anything on offense just kind of spelled the end for them.
Yeah, Mark, it is, I'm sure Coach Raymer is not very happy with the performance of his kids. And you can fix that. You got time to fix the turnovers. And maybe with a new quarterback trying to play in, you got a freshman in there, and things get a little fast for him. And in time, it'll slow down, and he'll be able to make plays.
Yeah, absolutely. So we want to thank everybody for tuning in here tonight here at Frank Shaw Field. Four Quarters Online wants to thank their sponsors one more time, Armstrong and Associates and Data Set Ready, for being proud backers of Four Quarters Online. I want to encourage everybody to check us out on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Follow Four Quarters Online for updates, highlights, and more. Signing off, this is Mark Adams along with my tag team partner, Coach Cofield. We'll catch everybody hopefully again for the playoffs. Here at Four Quarters Online, the proud partner and streaming partner for Maclay Football all season long in 2020. We will catch everybody hopefully in a couple of weeks.